Well, a very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Thursday night, and that means it's Rob Lock with an E night. Tonight, tomorrow night, and Saturday night, I'll be with you. And, well, we have the return tonight, or this morning, or whatever the heck it is, of our top-selling product for a reason. And that is Mulberry Silk bedding. Duvets, pillows, mattresses, pillowcases that contain, if you've never heard of Mulberry Silk before, stay right where you are because you're going to love this any moment now. They contain the very finest silk money can buy, literally bar none. It is AAA grade Mulberry Silk. It doesn't matter how much money you got, you couldn't buy better. It is regarded as the king of silks, the best of the best of the best. That's number one. Oh, and then the covers are all Egyptian cotton as well, luxury grade, of course. And there are some amazing properties with Mulberry Silk. Basically, it's going to keep you warm in the winter and it's going to keep you cool in the summer, but you never overheat. You never underheat, for that matter. You're just right. It's the Goldilocks effect. 10-year guarantee on the duvets. They wick away 30% of their weight in moisture, which means that if you perspire in your bed, not a problem, because you're not going to be waking up clammy and moist. Same goes for the pillows as well. Honestly, this is premium, 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 premium. Now, the other thing is that they have, quite unusually and quite uniquely, the Allergy UK certificate of approval against live dust mites. So this is your anti-allergy duvet as well. They're compact, they're easy to store, they're very lightweight actually, and many people would think, hang on, that's never going to be thick enough to keep me warm. Believe me, it is. What do they put in ski clothing? What do they put in all that stuff that they wear in Antarctica where it's a bit chilly from what I understand? Silk, ladies and gentlemen, and this is 100% full length AAA grade Mulberry Silk, unbroken from the cocoon. So, I mean, each strand of silk can be a mile or more long. You've got about 15 miles of silk in a king size duvet. Standard sizes if you want to put duvet cover or put them in a duvet cover. Standard size pillowcases if you want to put the pillow into a pillowcase. And they're machine washable, ladies and gentlemen. You can wash not only your duvets but also your pillows as well, as much as you want. And you get a 2-year guarantee with the pillow. You get a 10-year guarantee with the duvet. And you also get a trial period. You can literally try this bedding. If you're not 100% satisfied, you will get your money back. I don't know any bedding that you can buy from a department store where you can take it back after you've tried it. With this, you can. So be skeptical. We're going to make some very big claims that we can substantiate about just how good this is and how much better it is, we believe, than any other bedding on the market. So do stay tuned. Give us about 20 minutes. And I think that you will find that you did the right thing by staying up that extra little period of time to find out all about Mulberry Silk. And also, if you are already a Mulberry Silker, I ask this every show, please come through to the studio at shopontv.co.uk with your emails, and let's share the wealth with all those people who've not experienced Mulberry Silk yet on ITV1 and STV. I'd love your testimonials. I'd love your experiences. Tell me that I'm right about all the things I said. I know you will. And tell me that I'm wrong if I'm wrong, and I know you won't because I'm not. Right, now, here...
That was complicated.
That was, I think that made sense. Here is the man from Mulberry Silk. This is the official Mulberry Silk manufacturing company. And here, the official and exclusive distributor in the United Kingdom is the one and only Ray Kennedy. Hi, Ray, how are you?
Good morning, Rob. I'm very well, thank you.
You're looking well.
Good morning to all the viewers. Thank you for saying that. Hopefully, we can make the show interesting. We have some wonderful products at a price which, hopefully, you will agree is very much affordable.
Let's sort of start from the beginning, I suppose. What is so special about Mulberry Silk and the Mulberry Silk that's in this?
Well, what's special about Mulberry Silk? Well, silk, let's start at the beginning, yes. Silk is very special. Everybody knows that. It's a unique fabric. But Mulberry Silk is officially the highest grade silk you can possibly get. Now, if anybody listening perhaps thinks maybe I'm exaggerating when I say that, please go into Google or Wikipedia, type in all about silk. Now remember, they're not trying to sell you a duvet or a pillow. They're just answering questions, honestly. And they will tell you, this is what they'll say, Rob, word for word. Within the silk industry, the professionals consider mulberry silk to be the king of silks, the best of the best.
Yes.
Now, we're using triple A grade mulberry silk.
Yes.
In this duvet, you ask what's special about it. What's special about it is the quality of manufacture and the quality of the fabrics we're using. There's only two parts to this duvet, the top cover and the filling within the top cover. Now, the top cover is Egyptian cotton, 230 thread count. Any thread count above 180 is considered to be luxury. Now, to make it even better, we're using long fiber cotton. Now, some people may know about long fiber cotton, other people may not. So let me take 20, 30 seconds to explain the difference. If you pick cotton using a mechanical device or a machine, the cotton becomes stressed and it breaks, and you get short fiber cotton. And I would say 95% of all the cotton used in bedding manufacturing is short fiber cotton.
It's cheaper, right?
It's cheaper, it doesn't last as long, but we'll come to that in a second. If you pick cotton by hand, it doesn't stress and it doesn't break. So you get long fiber cotton. Now, long fiber cotton is softer, more luxurious to touch. Ironically, although it's softer, it's stronger. It can be woven in a slightly different fashion. It doesn't pill as easy. It's more breathable than regular everyday cotton. So that's what we're using for the cover. Now, the filling within the top cover is triple A grade mulberry silk, considered by the Bedding Association, the professionals, to be the king of silks. Now, that's an interesting word, king. Many would like to be king, but Rob, there can only be one king. And in the silk industry, it's mulberry. Yeah. Check it out on a computer. So you have a very high quality product. It's sold with a 10-year warranty. No nonsense 10-year warranty. I must tell you, the duvets we have in my bed at home, come July next month, will be 30 years old. It's machine washable. You wash it as often as you want. The largest one we make is the Super King. It weighs 2.5 kilos. That's roughly the same weight as 2 small bags of sugar. You can wash it as often as you want. It'll fit in any standard machine. Tumble dry or line dry. And here's an interesting thing as well. Once or twice a year, on a warm sunny day, if you're lucky enough to have a garden, drop it over the washing line in the garden, and the UV rays of the sun totally purify and cleanse it. It doesn't retain body odors. You never have to pay to have it laundered or dry cleaned. And finally, it has the coveted allergy board certificate. The allergy board in Britain, in the UK, is based in Warwick University, and they're very difficult people to satisfy. So much so, we're the only company currently selling silk duvets anywhere in Europe that have this coveted certificate. They're telling you there in plain, simple language anybody can understand, dust mites do not like silk. So I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical practitioner, I'm not making any ridiculous claims. But if you have a duvet that has no dust mites in it, if you have any breathing problems, this is the duvet for you. That's not me saying that. That's not Rob saying it. That's the United Kingdom Allergy Board. And there's the Allergy Board certificate. Incidentally, Rob, you'll notice that certificate, this is quite clever really, they issue it for 1 year at a time. Now, they do that for a reason. Sometimes you go into a place of business, there are certificates in the wall, they've been there for 30 or 40 years, and they're brown with age. And sometimes, not always, the companies who have these certificates, they let the manufacturing standards drop. Cannot happen with us. We're checked on a regular basis. We have it for Canada, USA, United Kingdom, Ireland, all of the EU countries, New Zealand and Australia. And the reason I mention that, very often what satisfies the authorities in Canada will not satisfy the authorities in Australia. But in this occasion, the quality of the product is so incredibly high, they can find no fault. And as a consequence, they've given us and nobody else this coveted certificate. It's a wonderful achievement to have this.
Without getting political, I think when you look at all those countries or nations, the only thing they can seemingly agree about at the moment is that mulberry silk's rather good. And by the way, whether you have allergies or not, if you have, and I mean this genuinely, do your own research. If you have a duvet that has hollow fibre, in other words, a synthetic filling, which is probably most duvets, I would think, or you have any kind of feather product, whether it's goose, whether it's down, doesn't matter. All of those, be it in a duvet or in a pillow, they all absorb moisture. They all trap heat. And when you have heat and moisture, what is that? It is the perfect breeding ground for bacteria. It is also Hotel California for dust mites and goodness knows what else. So if you have it, in fact, Ray, what are the stats? Was it a pillow or duvet that the weight after a period of time?
I apologize to the viewers. I should have mentioned this. Silk will wick away 30% of its own weight in moisture or sweat. Now that's a fact. Please check it on your computer. So if you share a bed with a partner who unfortunately overheats and sweats in bed, buy them one of these duvets. Any lady going through the menopause, buy yourself one of these duvets. Try it. If you don't like it, you don't have to keep it. You simply send it back. And we will refund your money with the same speed and the same civility that we take it from you. Now, the answer to your question, Rob, is simple. The average pillow at any given time, or the average duvet, let's talk about the duvet.
Yes.
The average duvet at any given time has minimum 1 million dust mites in it. Now, the lifespan of a dust mite is 10 weeks. It will die after 10 weeks. So that's roughly 5 million dust mites every year will die in your duvet. They reckon the average duvet doubles in weight in 3 to 4 years. Doubles, yeah. In dead dust mites. And they turn to dust. When I die, Rob, I'll turn to dust. Yeah. And so do they. So anybody, say, with asthma, hay fever, I have 10 grandchildren. One of them last week, poor little fella, he's only 8. His eye was swollen up terrific. He was sent home from school with hay fever. You know, people who suffer from hay fever just buy themselves an allergy board approved duvet. It makes sense. Try it. And if you don't like it, just send it back.
So if in 3 to 4 years the weight of your duvet has as much as doubled, that's not just the dead dust mites, it's the living ones, and also the allergen is actually their excrement.
Correct.
So now, you know, dust mites are relatively harmless to us, but the allergy, the trigger is the poo, basically. So again, if you have allergies, this is, we think, absolutely the one to go for. But if you don't have allergies, I don't know about you, but I'm not particularly fond of sleeping under a duvet that I know, if I've had it for a year or two, that a large amount of the weight of it is insects. They're arachnids, they're spiders. Now, we're not saying that to scare you, because again, dust mites are harmless to us. It's just the allergen is what they pass through their bodies. But if you want a clean, fresh, washable duvet, and by the way, silk for dust mites and for bacteria and things like that, it's a bit, I always describe it as being a little bit like the Sahara Desert. People don't live in the Sahara Desert because it's very dry and it is not conducive to supporting life. That's why there is no life in the Sahara Desert, really. And a few people might wander in for the day, pitch a tent, have a couple of dates and then, you know, and then skedaddle. But they don't live there. So with all of your mulberry silk bedding, yes, you might get a few strays, but they're going to go, you know what? I don't think this is a place for us, and they're going to leave. And what I love about this, for me, it's the temperature regulation as well. We're going to get onto that in a second. If I may, Ray, When I first tried Mulberry Silk, this was during lockdown, and it was in the middle of winter. It was -7 degrees, I'll always remember. And during lockdown, I was working for a company where, because all the hotels were closed, we were put into these, they were called bunker bins. Google bunker bin if you want. Little mini porta cabins for one. And I'd done a show with Ray. It's the first time I'd come across Mulberry Silk. I heard all of these claims and thought, yeah, all right, pull the other one. And he lent me, I subsequently bought it, but he lent me a single duvet. And I went back to my little bunker bin after the show, -7 degrees. I stripped down to my smalls, and I got into bed and I wrapped myself in this duvet, and I got up to this wonderful ideal temperature, the Goldilocks temperature, if you will. And I kept myself wrapped in it, and I thought, I'm going to overheat in a minute. Yeah, I'm going to overheat in a minute. I'm going to overheat in a minute, and I never did. You never get too hot. And also, because you're going to ask, what's the TOG rating, etc. We'll get to that. The answer is always with Mulberry Silk, what is the temperature does it get up to? Your ideal temperature, always. And if someone's sleeping next to you and they run hot and you run cold, you're going to get to your ideal temperature, and then it's regulated. So it's not like with a synthetic duvet where it traps the heat, gets so hot, duvet comes off. It wakes you up. And then you start to get cold again, duvet goes back on. And that keeps interrupting your sleep. That gives you toxic sleep. That means you don't sleep as well. When you have Mulberry Silk bedding, you sleep as well as you possibly can if all of the other variables that are conducive to a good night's sleep are in place. So there are so many reasons to buy this bedding. I would just ask you, take a leap of faith. Also, if you've got this for, anecdotally, we know people that have had these for 30 years. I've had my bedding for, 5 years now. But if you're middle-aged right now, your duvet and pillow could outlive you. If you buy this for your kids who might be saying, I'm hot, I can't sleep, gotta go to sleep, I'm hot, I go to sleep. Get them Mulberry Silk, and maybe they'll actually sleep better as well and won't complain as much because they're not overheating. But they could be using their duvets and their pillows when they are middle-aged or beyond. So over time, when you look at the prices, so the single is £139. Normally it's £169. The double is £179. Normally it's £239. The king is £199. It's normally £259. £279 normally for the Super King. We have it for £219. Yes, these are more expensive than the cheapo rubbish you buy from the supermarket or the department store, because these are the highest quality that money can buy. And they're going to last you potentially for decades. So over time, when you've already replaced your synthetic or your feather duvet 5-10 times, or your pillow 20-30 times over a lifetime, how much money have you wasted? You're going to pay the money anyway. You're probably going to pay more money by buying rubbish, then throwing it away, buying more rubbish, then throwing it away, than if you did by just taking the plunge, and you can spread the cost interest-free with PayPal Pay in 3. Get yourself Mulberry Silk. This will be your bedtime partner potentially for life, or certainly for a significant chunk.
Well, you're quite right to point that out to the viewer, Rob. This is an all-weather duvet. You don't need one for the winter and a second one for the summer. It'll keep you warm in the winter, really warm, and it will keep you cool in the summer. Now, people say to me, how is that possible? The honest answer is, I don't know. Nobody knows apart from Mother Nature. She's had the secret under lock and key for 5,000 years. When you buy this duvet, please look upon it as an investment. You're not going to have to replace it in 7 or 8 years' time. It's made from the finest fabrics known to man. It's manufactured by a company, I think it's fair to say, who have a stellar reputation for quality. A 10-year warranty, a money-back guarantee. Put it in your bed, sleep under it, try it. If you don't like it, simply send it back. I honestly can't remember the last time we got one sent back. People buy this and they fall in love with it. The fact of the matter is, it's head and shoulders above everyday man-made fibers. Silk is something special. And at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, nothing beats quality. Quality wins every single time.
What is it? The
hands
saying
down.
that if you buy cheap, you pay twice.
Yeah.
You know, well, with bedding, you buy cheap, you're going to be paying, a dozen times over the course of your life.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the pillow, because these are big claims. I mean, I never thought, I became the Mulberry Silk man, didn't I? You know what I mean? I went viral a few years ago by saying that I don't swear at my duvet, I swear by it. And the fact is, I never thought that as a grown man, and as a man that had no particular interest in bedding before, that I would become so passionate about this. I now have 2 of the Mulberry Silk mattresses. I have 2, 4, 6 Mulberry Silk pillows, and I have 1, 2, 3 Mulberry Silk duvets. And we have a crew house now in our studios in Manchester, Warrington. And so the first thing I did was I got a Mulberry Silk mattress and Mulberry Silk bedding for all the crew. All the crew, by the way, everyone that works for this company has bought Mulberry Silk, and we've also bought it for that crew house up in Warrington. And I was on a back-breaking serpentine spring, cheap, 50, 60 quid mattress that was provided by, that we're in an HMO, and the landlord, beautifully decorated house, but the mattresses couldn't have bought cheaper if he tried. And for 2 weeks, I mean, I honestly, I'm still 2 weeks later recovering from the aches and pains that I have as a result of sleeping on that mattress. And so, but the thing is also, when the Mulberry Silk bedding arrived, it was when we had that little mini heat wave a while ago, and I got into for the first time, my Mulberry Silk bed, and we'd bought cheap synthetic duvets because we knew as soon as the Mulberry Silk arrived, we'd throw the other ones away. And I was boiling in with the synthetic, but the minute the Mulberry Silk, even on a hot day, you can cover yourself in your duvet even when you're hot, and it will help to cool you down. And when you get in a Mulberry Silk bed, a bed that's Mulberry Silked to the nines, you just find you suddenly become the right temperature, you become comfortable, and you sleep better. If you're skeptical, please do be. You've got a money back guarantee, even with your pillows. You can sleep on this for a week, 2, 3 weeks if you want, and if you're not happy, and if what we've said isn't true, you can get your money back. And in fact, all the contact info to do that is on the actual tag. This is Ray, with Shop On. Look, we have a return policy, but you can't return it to Shop On TV if you've used it, but you can return it to Ray's company, all the details, to basically all the details that are on the tag. If you have used it. So why don't you dip your toe in the water with a pillow at least? And then, because what always happens is people buy a pillow and then they go, oh my gosh, Rob was telling the truth and Ray was telling the truth, and then you come back for more. And please, if you are a Mulberry Silker, even if you bought it the last show, you've had a couple of weeks now to really get to grips with it, would you do me a kindness and drop me an email, studio@shopontv.co.uk, and let me know your experience. How did you find it? And I ask this all the time because this has become a bit of an elite club of Mulberry Silkers. You can't buy this in the shops. This is exclusive. You can buy it through Ray's website, where the prices are higher, by the way, or we, Shop On TV, are the exclusive outlet for this. But it's been around on television for 20-something years.
23 years now, and one or two viewers may be sitting at home thinking, well, why don't you supply shops? Well, here's the reason why. Normally, when you have a product such as this ready to be sold to the public, you pass it to a distributor, who passes it to a wholesaler, who passes it to the shopkeeper or the retailer. And each one of those people, Rob, quite rightly, add on a margin of profit for themselves. Yeah. They've done nothing wrong, they're just trying to make a living. Now, by adding on that margin of profit 3 times, the retail price becomes high.
Yes.
In every country, we only have one partner. We call them partners. Our partner in the UK is Shop On TV. We supply nobody else. The buyers here are very professional, believe you me. They know their job, they're tenacious, and they work very hard at getting the product at a very special price. And then they do something wonderful. They pass the saving on to the viewer. So, and then, ladies and gentlemen, what you're being offered this morning is an incredibly high quality product with a 10-year guarantee, with a money-back guarantee. Now here's the punch. You'll find this hard to believe. The price we are asking for the duvet this morning is actually slightly less than we were charging for it when we first launched it on TV 23 years ago.
Now, Ray, can I just say,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt, we're looking at the pillow now just to get people going on
Right.
the pillow too. Would you be kind enough to give us a 2-minute
Right.
summary of the pillow, and then we'll go back to the duvet?
Right.
Okay, thank you. Cheers.
The answer with the pillow is quite simple. The average lady, according to the Bedding Association, who are knowledgeable people, the average lady with a husband, 2 children, in her lifetime will buy 30 or 40 pillows, searching for one which she really likes. You go in the supermarket, they're awash with cheap pillows. You buy them, try them, and you find they're no good. So the average lady buys 30 or 40 pillows. Now this pillow, if you were to cut it open, in the middle you have a small pocket of fiber. All the way around that, you have layer after layer after layer of AAA grade mulberry silk, long fiber. Each strand of fiber within this pillow, unbroken, is over 1 mile long. That's wrapped around the little pocket in the middle to give you support for your head and shoulders. It's allergy board approved and is dust mite free. The top cover is Egyptian cotton, 230 thread count. Now, when we first started selling this pillow in the United Kingdom, in the first 13 months, we sold 86,000 pillows with a money-back guarantee. No nonsense, don't like it, send it back, we'll refund your money. We got 19 returned out of 86,000. Not 19%, 19 individual pillows. Now, the Bedding Association reckon if all pillows were sold with a money-back guarantee, the percentage it would be returned would be roughly 60 or 65%. So when you get 19 returned out of 86,000, it tells you something about this pillow.
Yeah.
Top quality, dust mite free, money-back guarantee, job done.
I've also slightly revised, since I've got the pillows in the Warrington house, because I'm large at the moment. I always used to say you probably wouldn't want to stack 2 mulberry pillow or one mulberry pillow on top of another, because it would be too high. And when I'm slimmer, that's true. But as I'm getting slimmer, but as I'm still large at the moment, I tried it actually, and I found that you can do that, and it's the right height for me now. To stack
One pillow.
no, two.
Two pillows.
One on top.
Well, I'm glad you say that, because like yourself, Rob, I'm overweight. And let's not beat about the bush.
Okay.
We're both overweight.
We are, yes.
And my granddaughter says, Granddad, stop telling people you're overweight. Tell them you're pleasantly plump.
I'm cuddly. Me, that's what I am. More to hug.
We're overweight.
Yeah.
I've lost, it's taken me 2 years, but I've lost about nearly 5 stone.
Phenomenal.
Now, I found, just like something you have said, I now sleep with 2 pillows, one on top of the other, slightly propped up.
That's
and it helps my breathing.
Yes. Do you sit up? So I like to sometimes sit up on an incline in bed.
Yes.
And so I put one pillow kind of at an angle and then the other one on top. And it's
That's
the
exactly
perfect way to
That helps my breathing as well.
So look, get yourself a pillow. They are amazing. At least try it, because at the end of the day, it's about a good night's sleep.
Incidentally, Rob, you can only buy this pillow from 2 people, from myself or from Shop and TV. Now, on my website, I charge per pillow for one £60 and £5 postage. Now, to use a modern phrase, I'm not ripping people off. That is the true value of this quality pillow. Shop and TV have them on offer this morning at £40 each. That's £20 less than I charge. My advice to anyone watching, please buy yourself a decent pillow. This pillow is going to last you the best part of your adult life. You can wash it please remember that, you can wash it as often as you want. A cold wash, 30 degrees. When you wash it, it cannot and it will not lose shape. Incidentally, I forgot to mention, this one I'm holding is the one I sleep on at home. When I come down here, it's a 3-hour drive from where I live, I bring it with me so I can show you in television. It's 5 or 6 years old. It's been slept on for roughly 15, 16,000 hours, been washed 25, maybe 30 times. Just look at the quality of this pillow.
Yeah,
it's like the day I took it out the wrapper. Quality wins every time. £20 off, buy it and try it.
So I'm trying to think actually on my main bed and my son's main bed. So we have 2 pillows each. And when was lockdown? That was probably 5 years ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah.
God Lord.
I think.
Well, but the point is that so our pillows are 5 years old. Now, one pillow, I've got the standard 7.5 kilo front-loading washing machine. I personally prefer to just wash one at a time. So
Yeah,
I've got plenty of
my
room
wife
to move
does
around.
too, yeah.
You could get 2 in, but I just like to do one at a time. But here's the thing. When you have a hot summer, and you know, especially when I'm large, I sweat a lot, and you can get yellowing on your bedding, right? From the sweat,
Sweat and dribble too.
Dribble and stuff. When you put it into your washing machine, again, 30 degrees, you can use regular laundry detergent, whether it's a powder, a tablet, or a liquid. You can use fabric softener if you wish. And what I do is I use, you know, the things like the oxy brightening powders. You can't use a powder, they're not friendly to silk, but you can use the liquid. So just make sure if you get yourself an oxy cleaning liquid that is recommended for silk, and you know, standard sort of wash, delicate wash. When they come out, I just put them on my clothes horse. They take about an hour and a half to dry naturally, and they come out completely clean, completely fresh. Remember, there are no or very few dust mites in these, and so you can literally have fresh bedding every single time. I want to read some, we're going to go back to the duvet, and I want to read some reviews here, and then I've got some questions. Actually, I'll do the what do you call it? I'll do the thingies in a minute. Oh, actually, it's on the screen. No, sorry, I thought we were going to the website. Never mind. Okay, I'm going in all directions here. Let me go in the right direction. I have an email or a message that's also on the screen, and I'll show you the website after I've done this. In that order, not the other order that I thought we were going to do. So I bought the Mulberry Silk pillows and quilt last time you were on. When they arrived, I looked at the quilt and thought, that's never going to keep me warm. It's too thin. Everybody says that. It's like the TARDIS. Everybody, when they walk in, they say it's bigger on the inside. So this is Val, by the way, and she goes on to say, well, how wrong could I be? I was warm and the cover stayed on all night. Yes, because you don't get too warm. You'll notice you'll have the thing on, and you'll be used to throwing the duvet off because it gets too hot. But with the Mulberry Silk, you suddenly, that happened to me the other night. I was like, oh, I've been lying here for an hour and I haven't taken my duvet off. No, because you're the right temperature. Amazing, best night's sleep I have ever had. Also, my hair has improved, no more frizz. I love them. Thank you so much. From Val. Thank you very much, Val. Appreciate that. Again, keep these coming because, you know, if you're a Mulberry Silker now, if you're in the club, let's share the wealth with all the people who are sceptical and haven't got it yet and help them get a better night's sleep too. Tony says, hi Tony, looking good, Rob. So's the duvet. Good to know it's long fibre cotton. Hoping it'll make a good gift for my wife. You're going to give your wife the best night's sleep she's ever had. So many things I could say there, but I'm not gonna. No, seriously, Tony, that's my opinion anyway. And then JT of Hartford. Hello, JT. I bought the King Duvet, pillows and cotton covers. These products work. And wholeheartedly recommend to new customers my go-to bedding. We've had these products for over a year. I'm an overheated person, so perfect keeping me cool. Regards, JT. Thank you, JT. And also, Pascal says, looking mighty tonight, Rob. Thank you. Also, by the way, is that David Attenborough? I wish I had that duvet. No, it's not David Attenborough, but you should get the duvet. Look, can I just quickly say something, Ray? I know I do go on a bit, but I'm really passionate about this. You're not buying a duvet, and you're not buying a pillow or a mattress or a pillowcase. You're buying a better night's sleep. You're buying, we believe, the best night's sleep it is possible to have. Now look, there are other factors to sleep. What you lie on is important, so I'd say a good mattress. So if you can afford a mattress, get the mattress. If you've got a good mattress, you're done. What you sleep under, your duvet, what you cover yourself in. If it is anything other than silk, if it's a feather, any kind of feather product, any kind of synthetic fibre, you're going to overheat because they trap heat. It's as simple as that. You're going to get too hot, you're going to take the duvet off, and then you're going to get too cold, and then you're going to put the duvet back on again. Some people even have a summer duvet and a winter duvet. You can forget all of that malarkey. It has to be the right temperature in the room. If you can keep the room at an ideal temperature, great. If you need to have, it needs to be dark in the room. We work on the circadian rhythm. So if the darker you can make, I bought myself a sleep mask because I work crazy shifts, to a blackout mask. And also quiet. You need the right sort of noise. If it's too noisy, it's, obviously those things are environmental. We can't control those. What we can control over is what you sleep under, what you sleep on, and what you put your head on. And I promise you, I swear on my life and on the lives of all that are near and dear to me, this is absolutely the very finest, best bedding you can buy, in my experience and my opinion. And it will stop you from sleep. Sometimes you wake up in the morning and you've had a bad night's sleep and you go, oh, I slept funny. You slept for 7, 8, 9, 10 hours. Maybe you slept the whole night, but you still wake up tired. Maybe you're irritable. Maybe you just feel like you haven't had that good quality, deep, recuperative, regenerative, restorative, healing night's sleep that you need, that your body needs. With the Mulberry Silk products, you will, I believe, honestly. And so if you haven't got Mulberry Silk, if you're sleeping on synthetic or feather, you are not getting the best night's sleep you can get. And you may say, oh, yes, I am. And I will say, rubbish, you're not. I'll challenge you any day. I'll put you under one of these, and if you don't say, I've got to have that now, then I would be shocked, quite frankly. It's that good. It really is. So if you don't believe me, that's fine. Be skeptical. You've got a money-back guarantee. What have you got to lose? Zero. What have you got to gain? Years and years and years, a third of your life in bed, in comfort, in temperature-regulated bliss, and dry, not sweaty and clammy. And so at the end of the day, folks, look at all of these products that we have. Go to shopontv.co.uk, click the live on air. There's the message box if you want to send us one of those little pop-up messages, or you can email studio@shopontv.co.uk. There are the duvets, there are the pillows. We have these incredible 100% pure Mulberry Silk pillowcases as well. And like Rachel's letter to Ross in Friends, the silk is front and back. They even have a very clever coating. It's a sprayed-on coating of cotton inside, and that's only to stop the pillow from slipping out, because smooth as silk, right?
Stop the pillow from wrinkling.
And
stop the case from wrinkling.
As well.
Yeah, sorry,
right.
yeah.
Look at those beautiful, beautiful colours. They're only £35. I mean, you've got green, you've got blue, you've got white, and you've got sand. They have fancier names than the ones I just said, but they are luxury personified.
Rob, it's an interesting thing that, as you know from previous shows we have done, as a company, we've been in business now for 67 years. And for 37 of those years, we have been the exclusive agents and distributors for the official Mulberry Silk Company in the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Now, we exhibit at every major retail exhibition in the United Kingdom, and we have done for 67 years.
Yeah.
We go back to the same venue, year in, year out, on the same location, selling the same product. Now, if we were making ridiculous false claims, we simply couldn't go back year after year after year. And here's the interesting thing, and I'm not being boastful when I say this, or big-headed. Every year we go back, our sales go up.
Yeah.
Last week we exhibited at the Royal Highland Show in Edinburgh.
Yep.
The first time I went there, I was 16 years old. That was 67 years ago. I've been there every year since. I had people coming up to our stand. They were saying, I've had one of your duvets for 25 years, 20 years, 18 years. And they were buying a second one, sometimes for their children or for their children's children. And that's very nice when you're selling something that people absolutely love. And I can assure you of one thing. If you decide to buy what we are offering this morning and you get it home and you're not totally and completely satisfied, without one single word of an argument, we will refund your money. So you have nothing to lose by trying it. Right. But everything that's on offer is the highest quality. We make no false or ridiculous claims. The duvet will keep you warm in the winter, cool in the summer. It's machine washable. It fits in any standard UK machine. Wash at a cold wash, 30 degrees. Tumble dry or line dry. Dust mite free. Allergy board approved. 10-year warranty. Nothing to lose.
I never, as I say, I never thought I would get so passionate about bedding. This has become my life's mission almost, to tell people about Mulberry Silk. I mean, all my friends and family know about it and got it. All the people I work with know about it and have got it. And by the way, in this business, all of the people that work for this company, they could have anything. They could have literally their choice of anything, and we all have Mulberry Silk. By the way, Christina says, hi Christina, how are you? She says, hello Rob, I like the look of that silk duvet and your fluffy beard. Thank you. Hope you have a lovely night. Thank you, Christina. Unfortunately, we don't sell duvets with Rob's beard in it. I just don't have the time to cultivate it. It is a bit fluffy.
Well, funny enough, silk is a protein similar to your beard.
My beard, indeed. A couple of questions for you, actually, Ray. So Jenny's emailed in. Hi, Jenny. Can you ask Ray, of course I can, if it's okay to steam iron a duvet cover on the bed if a Mulberry Silk duvet is in it?
Yes, 100%, no problem whatsoever. No problem at all.
Mm-hmm. Marvellous. And then Ellie says, I have 2 dogs, one husky and one Westie, who sleep on the bed. Can I put duvet covers on, or will it not work properly? Can I take this one? The answer is yes.
Yes.
But if you've got some magical thing and then you cover it in a non-magical thing, then the non-magical thing is stopping the magical thing from working, right? So here's the answer. What I do, I go to Amazon. You can buy them from other places too. You can get top of the line. I've got 300 thread count, Egyptian cotton, duvet cover, pillowcases, and fitted sheet, right? Because I also have the Mulberry Silk duvet mattress. And because these are Egyptian cotton covers on the duvets themselves, they are natural fibres, and they will allow the properties of the silk to continue to work. If you put polyester or some synthetic garbage on top of your Mulberry Silk, it's going to block out all of the benefits of the silk. Don't do it. So just go. And listen, by the way, I think I paid £7 for 2 Egyptian cotton pillowcases. It was £20, I think, for the duvet cover, and about £15 for the fitted sheet. So you can get top quality Egyptian cotton, long fibre as well, by the way, if you look for it. And it's very, very affordable. And you don't need, you can get up to 1,000 thread count. Who needs that?
For bedding, 320 is plenty.
Yeah, precisely. Precisely. So there's your answer. Standard size.
What was that lady's name, Rob?
That was Ellie.
Ellie, good choice of dogs. We have 2 huskies at home.
Now, I want you to understand something here. And again, this is not something we just make up. I guarantee this is absolutely 100% true. Again, hand on heart and all of that sort of thing. When we give you stock updates, these are genuine. They have to be. We're on ITV, after all. The pillow, now I was going to say, we didn't have as much stock of any of this bedding tonight as we'd have liked. There have been supply issues because, you know, silk is seasonal, and so are Mulberry Silk leaves, and we'll discuss that in a minute. And when those kind of aren't available, Ray's companies, they stop manufacturing. Yeah. So we've got some containers. One's being flown over, so we can do a couple of shows in July. But the pillow is seriously in low quantities. Well over a third of the stock we have available tonight has already gone. And it's back in stock this evening. We literally just got as much in as we could, but it's not enough. If you want the pillow, and I strongly advocate that if you are large like me, get 2. If you're a couple, get obviously one each. Get them for the kids as well, especially for the kids. If they're, they're probably coming close to their summer holidays. But if you want the kids to be able to concentrate at school and do well and focus. Focus is a big thing these days with kids, isn't it? And I would suggest if they're not sleeping very well, because sometimes, and I'm guilty of this too, when my son was a kid, I thought, well, he's a kid, they're resilient, right? So we just got the cheap, we went to the place where you buy the flat pack furniture and had a rubbishy old mattress on it. And I thought, he'll be fine on that. but they, you know, kids are human beings too, right? So help them out and get them some decent bedding. The single duvet we'll come back to in a minute. That's nearly limited stock, but the pillow, we're almost pushing for half the stock gone. The pillow will probably sell out tonight, and it's going to be a couple of weeks before we get them back.
The reason why you're quite right to point that out to the viewer. Very often when we say we're short of stock, people might think, well, why don't you bring more stock?
Yeah, right.
The answer is quite simple. The silk we're using is AAA grade mulberry silk. Now, the tree that provides the silk, the mulberry leaf which we feed the silkworm on, the tree that provides that leaf only grows in only commercial quantity in central and eastern China, and it only flourishes once a year. And we constantly run out of silk, AAA grade. We could use Tussa silk, regular silk, raw silk, but we wouldn't get the same performance from the pillow. So when we run out, we stop manufacturing.
Or the duvet, for that matter.
We sit on our hands. We only use the best of the best, AAA grade mulberry. Do your own research. Go into Google or Wikipedia. Type in all about silk, and you'll find out everything I'm saying is correct. When you buy mulberry silk, AAA grade, you're buying something special with a 10-year warranty.
By the way, I just want to show you, every single duvet has a little vanity pocket. So there's a little zip in the side. And as I say, it's one of those things that never really serves any practical purpose except that you get to see what's in your duvet.
Well, I'll tell you why that is, Rob.
Look at this.
This might interest the viewers, and I suppose we could class it as a little word of warning. We put that zip on the duvet for one reason. There's a lot of very inferior, of fake silk being sold on the internet. What they do, Rob, they get cotton, polyester, and they polish it so it looks like silk. And some companies, quite a lot of companies actually, what they do, they'll make a duvet and they'll put, say, 30% silk in it and 70% man-made fiber, which has been polished to look like silk. So they get a higher profit. Now, what we do, you are buying from the official Mulberry company. Our head office is in Vancouver. We trade internationally in 35, 36 countries, actually, throughout the world. So you are buying the best of the best. And we only use AAA grade mulberry silk. That's why that zip is on there, so you can touch it, you can see it, and you can make your own mind up how good it is.
Do us a favour, would you? Would you explain to everybody, by the way, we are so busy, you've got to check out now, please, and get yours. We're going to run out of stock tonight. I don't even know if we're going to get to the end of the show with anything left in stock.
Thank you, Rob.
I promise you, I give you my own personal guarantee, and even if you've tuned in for the first time tonight and don't know who the heck I am, even though the Mulberry Silk Company will give you your money back if you're not satisfied 100% without any question, or the only thing it's going to cost you is the P&P because we have to pay the postman, right? But I will personally give you your money back if there was any issue whatsoever. I have told everyone I love they have to sleep under Mulberry Silk. And they've all gone, yeah, Rob, yeah, whatever, pull the other one. And then they do. And in some cases, I've just given them duvets and I've given them pillows and said, look, there you go, use it. And I've got, 1-2 days later, I get a phone call. That phones don't do that anymore. I get a phone call. And they're like, I can't believe how good this Mulberry Silk is. It's like, I slept better than I've ever slept before. And the thing is, look, this is going to sound really condescending. If you sleep on anything that is man-made fiber, synthetic, hollow fiber, that kind of thing, or anything that is a feather-based product. I don't think there is anything else that in duvet fillings. If there is, I'm not aware of it. You don't know what you don't know. You might think you're getting a good night's sleep, but you're not. Unless you sleep under natural fibers, silk and cotton, and only them, with all of the special properties that silk has, you are just not going to sleep. It is impossible, the way I view it, to sleep as well as you can under Mulberry Silk. And this is why this is our top selling product. And again, I don't get any commission. I don't make any money out of these duvets or pillows whatsoever. I get paid a set rate to come and present to you. I'm paid to give you information. The enthusiasm and the personal testimonial, that is for free, because I don't know you, you don't know me necessarily, but one of the things that keeps me doing this job is I get a real kick out of knowing that when you get this home and sleep under it, you're going to love it. I get a good feeling out of doing a good thing. And also, if it was a load of old rubbish, I would lose my job, because you'd send it back. All the duvets would come back, all the pillows would come back, and they never do, by the way. They have really no returns. And then you wouldn't believe a word I ever say again, and then I wouldn't be employable. So this is a synergy, and so that's one of the reasons, or some of the reasons, that you can absolutely trust what I say when I say it. Now, buy this, use it, try it. You're putting the money down, but it'll come right back to you if everything we've said is not true. Yeah. Now, the single duvet is now limited stock. That means we've got less than 10% of the stock available. Can I? Oh, I thought we were going to get a little thingy, but I guess not. Does it not change colour? No. Apparently it doesn't. But it's limited stock. Now, do you want to save money on your heating bills in the winter? Do you want to even potentially eliminate your heating bills in the winter? I did. Do you want to know how I did it? Single Mulberry Silk Duvet. Because I didn't put the heating on. Because what my son and I did, now look, it's just my son and I that live together, watching telly, and it got a bit chilly. Instead of putting the heating on, that heats up the whole flat. And I'm on a water meter, and we have it's electric. I don't have gas, so it's electric that heats up the water. It's stupidly expensive. Take out a second mortgage just to keep yourself warm. So we have that single duvet that kept me warm all those years ago in my little bunker bin, my little porter cabin. I kept that, and what we do, it sits on the ottoman in the front room, and we'll sit in front of the telly, and we'll put it over both of us long ways, and it will keep us warm when we don't put the heating on. So I know it's not winter now. But also, if you've got elderly relatives who do get cold in the winter, that's when this really comes into its own. But also, conversely, in the summer, we're about to have apparently some kind of crazy summer. Then this is also potentially going to help keep people cooler as well. You've got to check out, though, if you don't pay, you don't play. You need to go to shopontv.co.uk, click check out now, pay using either PayPal, PayPal Pay in 3 if you want to spread the cost, any major credit or debit card, just to give you confidence and know that you're buying from one of the most reputable sources you can. Shop on TV is a partnership with ITV and STV. We broadcast on ITV's Ofcom licence. We are governed by Ofcom and the Advertising Standards Authority, and our boss at ITV is on the board of directors of both those organisations. So everything we say has to be factual, it has to be correct, it has to be honest and truthful. And we are a company of honesty, integrity that you can trust. And so your money is safe, ladies and gentlemen. And also, Mulberry Silk have been around as a company for decades.
37 years now.
37 years. So you know that when you spend that money, you're getting a genuine product. You're getting the best Mulberry Silk bedding money can buy. There are no better ingredients, and there's no better way to make it. And we'll talk about how these are made in a moment. And yes, the prices are a little bit higher than if you buy, your rubbish down the shop. But they're going to last
But you only have to buy it once, Rob.
Once, potentially, for
the average life of this. Well, the duvets we have in my bed at home are 30 years old. Come July next month, few days, 30 years old.
Yes.
Now, I constantly get people to come up. As you know, we exhibit at every major exhibition in Britain.
Yeah.
And I constantly get people to come up and they say, I've had your duvet 10, 15, 20, 30 years. They walk past our stand, give you the thumbs up, a little wave, got one, love it, and walk on. Yeah. People just buy this, they put it in the bed, and they think every single person who buys one, if I happen to bump into them a year or two further on, every single person, they say the same thing. I wish I had bought it years ago.
Well, I've got some emails actually from people that are, and thank you for the testimonials. Again, all these emails are completely genuine. I've asked you to send them in. They're from genuine customers. And so JT of Hertford also, hang on, did we do JT of Hertford? Yes, we did. Let me go down, sorry. Jenny says, tell Rob, you are telling Rob now, I was sceptical when I got the duvet as it's quite thin, but I love it. Does keep you warm in the winter and cool in the summer. It does. It really does. Connie says, can you give me a shout out, SOTV team? Hi, Connie. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it. Maxwell says, looking dashing, guys. Absolutely loving this pillow. It's soft, silky, and feels like my face is being loved by it. Ooh, I like that. You should change its name to Sleep Well. He said Maxwell should change his name to Sleep Well. Very good. Love it. We've got lots more emails that we'll read out in a moment. So let's talk about how the mulberry silk
How's it made?
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
we take this, the silkworm, we place it in a large metal tray, roughly the size of this bed. We place the tray containing the worm into a darkened room, and we keep it there for 35, 36 days. And we feed the worm exclusively on mulberry leaves. Now, it will eat 10,000 times its own body weight in mulberry leaves, and its body weight will increase tenfold. Now, there's a little problem, and I'll tell you what the problem is. There are 3 different colors of mulberry leaves, red, black, and white. If you feed the worm on the red and black mulberry leaf, you get a very high quality mulberry silk. If, however, you feed the worm on the white mulberry leaf, you take a jump up and you get the highest grade silk you can possibly get. AAA grade mulberry. That's the only silk we use, nothing else. Now the problem is quite simple. The tree that provides the white mulberry leaf only grows in any commercial quantity in central and eastern China. And we constantly run out of AAA grade mulberry silk. And when we do, we stop manufacturing. We sit in our hands and we wait for Mother Nature to provide the next batch of AAA grade mulberries.
You never lower your standards. It
Never.
Always has to be the highest
Absolutely
standard.
not.
How long does it take to make? Because these are handmade.
It takes
right?
2 skilled operators a day to a day and a half to make one duvet. I'll tell you why. After 35, 36 days, the worm kicks the cocoon off. We place the cocoon in tepid water, and all the silk floats off in one piece. Now, each strand of silk within this duvet, each individual strand, unbroken, in one long piece, is over 1 mile long. Now, because it's long, because it's unbroken, they can stitch it all the way around the perimeter. That part is done by hand. Once they've anchored it around the perimeter, they pull it towards themselves and they put these box cassettes in by machine. Now that means 2 things. Number 1, the silk is anchored, it cannot move. So when you sleep under it, it never bunches up. And when you wash it, it doesn't move within the duvet. It will also regulate your temperature. Warm in the winter, cool in the summer. It'll wick away 30% of its own weight in moisture or sweat. If you share a bed with a partner who overheats, very often when 2 people share a bed, one likes the bed warm, one likes it less warm, Rob. That happens all the time. So what you do is this, you buy a silk duvet, and 2 people can sleep under this silk duvet, 2 people who like a different temperature in bed and be perfectly comfortable. You don't need a big, heavy, thick, puffy duvet. Silk is a low conductor of heat. It retains heat in a different fashion to, say, duck, goose feather, or polyester, or man-made fibers. Top cover, long fiber Egyptian cotton, 10-year warranty, money-back guarantee, allergy board approved. Let's stress that. What a wonderful thing that is, you know. Allergy board approved. Dust mites simply do not like silk. That's not me saying that. That's not Rob saying it. That's a United Kingdom allergy board saying it. They're telling you there in simple language, dust mites do not like silk. Now we have this certificate. This one runs out in roughly 3 weeks' time, 4 weeks actually, 23rd of July this year. They issue it for 1 year at a time. Now they do that for a reason. They're clever people. They can walk into our premises at any time, unannounced. They don't tell us they're coming. They just walk in and they check to make sure that our standards don't drop. And if our standards do drop, this is taken away overnight. And here's the interesting thing. This is hard to believe, actually. We have this certificate for Canada, USA, United Kingdom, Ireland, all of the EU countries, New Zealand, and Australia. Now, the only reason I mention this, what satisfies the authorities in Canada very often does not satisfy the authorities in New Zealand or Australia, Italy, Holland, Spain. But on this occasion, the quality of the product is so high, the manufacturing process is so perfect and so precise. They've issued this wonderful certificate. Do you know, and this is a fact, we're the only company currently selling silk duvets anywhere in Europe that have this coveted certificate. The viewers can read into that what they want.
Well, I could be belligerent and say, well, that's probably because it's a lot of or all the ones I've found, or most of the ones I've found have got inferior quality, inferior quality.
A high percentage of them do.
But also, look, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to go Google Mulberry Silk duvets, Mulberry Silk pillows now, you're welcome to, and you'll find the prices eye-watering. But also, this is a story I love, and this is indicative, I think.
I know what you're
going to say. You know the one I'm talking
yeah.
about? Go ahead. The department store in Glasgow.
I live in Glasgow, and there's two major shopping centres in Glasgow. Now, in one of those shopping centres, there's a world-famous shop. I'm not going to name them, because that would be unkind.
Yeah.
But they're famous, and they make very high-quality products. Can't fault their products in any way, shape, or form. High quality, a highly reputable company. My son Martin, not this Christmas just past, the Christmas before, went into that shop to buy a house coat, a dressing gown as a gift for his mother. When he was in, he noticed they were selling silk duvets. So naturally, he went to have a look at them. And he did what I always tell people to do. He read the label on the duvet they were selling. Now, for a king-size duvet, they were charging £512. 512. When Martin read the label, this is the terrible thing, there was only 12% silk in it. The rest was man-made fibre.
This is like, you know, in the beauty or the skincare industry, they often call skincare, you know, hope in a bottle. And you find that active ingredients are only actually in trace amounts.
Pin drop.
Yeah. But the fact is, because you can buy a duvet that's called a Mulberry Silk Duvet, because it has got mulberry silk in it, but it's one of two things normally, It's either only a small percentage that's got, but they can still call it a silk duvet because it has got the silk in there, but it's a percentage. And the rest, or it may be, some of it may be mulberry silk, the rest may be inferior quality silk, Tusa silk, or it may not be silk at all. And actually there are three things. It won't be full length, full strand, you know, mile plus long fibres of silk. It will probably be little offcuts, and they all move around and they bunch up, and this can't happen with these duvets. This is I could not find actually a duvet online that was 100% AAA grade.
Rob, when we first started manufacturing silk duvets 37 years ago, we were a tiny little company in Vancouver, in Canada. Our head office is in Vancouver. We started manufacturing silk duvets, and in the next 37 years, we now export to 35, 36 countries throughout the world. Now, we've achieved that by manufacturing a high-quality product. Nothing beats quality, Rob. Nothing in the long run. No. I'll give you an example. Coming back to the pillow, I live in a small village 6 miles from
the pillow's it's not far off selling out.
Well, Rob, I live in a small village 6 miles from the centre of Glasgow. There's only 1,700 people live in the village where I live, and I've been there for 40 years, and people know what I do for a living. And I was in the local supermarket a few months back, and I was paying for the stuff I was buying, and the lady at the payout said to me, she said, you know, I watch you on STV, she said, selling these pillows. Are they any good? And I said, well, of course, they're really wonderful. She said, well, could you bring me a couple in? And I burst out laughing. I said, well, you sell pillows here, 2 for £10. She said, oh, nobody. She said, the staff know we mustn't buy them. They're rubbish. But the point is, Rob, they still sell. Do you know, here's the interesting thing. I should bring this to the viewers' attention. Every year in Britain, check this on a computer. I'm not making this up. Check this on a computer. Every year in Britain, 7 million pillows end up in landfill, are thrown out. 7 million every year. Cheap pillows that people buy and end up throwing them out and have to buy another one to replace it. These are guaranteed. You don't like it, we will give you your money back. Machine washable, no dust mites, top cover Egyptian cotton, 230 thread count. Anything over 180 is luxury. Read the label. We're not trying to hoodwink anyone. If you were to cut this open, in the middle you have a little pocket of fiber. That's to give you head and shoulder support. All the way around that, Rob pointed it out, long fiber cotton, silk.
Full strand.
Full strand, long fiber. So you'll find that when you buy this pillow, it's going to last you an awful long time.
And what I would say, folks, as I say, if you're sceptical about all of this, that's great, good. I want you to be, actually, because look, you'll have to wait till July till we come back with stock. But you're going to come back and buy more because this is, the pillow for me is like your little tester product. Again, it's 40 quid, it's a punt, but you get 40 quid back. If you don't like it, you make a call. But can I just say, we're down to the last third of the stock almost. You've got to check out now or you will not get it tonight.
Well, you know, Rob,
an hour and a quarter of the show to go.
I mentioned earlier, last week we were exhibiting at the Royal Highland Show in Edinburgh. It's a 4-day show, and on the second day, a young girl came up to me. She was a show jumper. She was jumping a horse in the ring, and you know, she was living in a horse box on the showground, and she bought a pillow, right? On the third day of the show, she came back with 12 of her friends, all show jumpers, to buy pillows. She said, I can't believe the difference this pillow has made. She said, I put my head on it last night. It was boiling hot, 30 degrees. Yeah. She said, I've told all my friends. She said, we've all come to buy pillows. And here's the interesting thing, Rob. 30 degrees. Now, the show starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. This was 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The pillow had been lying in the boiling sunshine for 8 hours. I said to these girls, I said, put your hand in this pillow. They put their hand on it, and it was cool. Even though they'd been lying in the sun for 8 hours, they couldn't believe it. Well, and that's what happens. People buy one pillow and they tell their friends.
And it's become a movement. You're joining a movement, part of a very exclusive club. There are a couple of things I want to say. Remind me price, would you?
Right.
Let's be frank. Let's be honest. I don't hold back. It gets me in trouble, my mouth, and I don't care if it gets me in trouble now. What do we know? Hi, I'm from Frank, by the way. What do we know about pillows? If you've had a synthetic pillow, and I'd wager that everybody watching probably has at some point and probably does now. What happens after 3 months of sleeping on a synthetic pillow? They go flat, don't they? The fibre inside clumps up. Why? Because you've sweated and dribbled into it all night. And also you find the pillows heavy and harder. Well, that's bacteria, that's dust mites, that's all kinds of other things body ash that's in your pillow. And what do you do in the end? You throw it away. You can't wash them in a washing machine. It's a disaster if you wash them. Then you really got to throw it away, at least the ones I've ever washed. So we all know that. That will never happen with a Mulberry Silk pillow, ever. I've washed my pillow. I wash them once a month. I probably don't even need to. For 5 years, I wash my pillows once a month. They come out as new every single time. And if you want to know, Liam wanted to know, is it Liam or Leah? No, sorry, Lee in Runcorn. You can you hang dry them? Yeah, I don't see why you couldn't put them on
Of course
the
you can.
yeah,
Yes, no problem.
Whatever you like. But what I do, I've got a clothes horse because I live on the 5th floor of in a flat. So I put mine on top of the clothes horse and I wait about, 3/4 of an hour on the top dries, and then I flip them over, and then an hour and a half roughly is all you need. And they brighten as they come out of the washing machine. Regular front-loading washing machine, I use, I'll tell you what I use. I use Ariel, the cold liquid, gel washing. Obviously others are available. And I use some Comfort, a splash of the old Comfort fabric softener. That's it. But I also use an OxyClean liquid whitener that is safe on silk. Make sure you check it's safe on silk. Don't use the powders, they're too abrasive. Use the liquids, but there are liquids out there. There are probably other makes as well. I'm not endorsing any of those other ones I mentioned. And I do them one at a time. You could fit 2 in at a time, but particularly if my pillows, if I've sweated a lot and they've got yellow marks and things on them, like in the summer and stuff, I don't like them sort of smushing together, so I do one at a time. It's as simple as that. You can wash your duvets in the same way. You can wash your pillowcases in the same way. We're very close to selling out of the pillow. It's going to go limited before much longer. There's not enough stock to go around. It is it's fastest finger first to check out on the pillows. By the way, the single duvet has sold out. So, but you know what? If you've got a single bed, you know what you could do? In my home in Warrington, or I say my home, in the crew home, in our home in Warrington, we all sleep in separate rooms, don't worry. Most nights. I have a double bed. It's not limited stock, it is... Oh, it takes the whole thing. Okay, ignore that. It's just the single has sold out. Okay, it's a graphics thingy. I don't know. It's a what do you call it? Not a perk. It's a quirk. I knew it had an irk in it somewhere. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I have a double bed in my room. What size duvet do you think I have, ladies and gentlemen? Answers are anyone? Sam, shop on Sam.
King.
Yes, I've got a king size duvet. Why? Because like this, you get what they call the hotel drape. So if you have single beds, you can get a double duvet, which is still in stock, and use one of those as well. You really need to check out. That's the kind of drape you will get if you want that extra luxe.
Oh, you're quite... I have a king-size bed at home, but I have a super king duvet on it.
Yeah.
Because, I'm quite chunky, and when I turn over, I take the duvet with me. Do you know the average person, Rob, turns over in bed... I checked this only yesterday. It's a fact.
Yeah.
Turns over in bed between 40 to 50 times every night.
Yeah.
Takes the duvet with them. Now, the reason why people turn over and twist and turn in bed, they overheat. The biggest problem people have in bed is they overheat.
Yep.
They get too hot, not too cold. Now, silk stops that happening for the simple reason silk is a low conductor of heat. It manufactures and retains heat in a different fashion to, say, man-made fibers, a duck, goose, a feather. You can buy this if you share a bed with a partner who overheats. You can buy it with total confidence. It will give him her a better night's sleep. Yep. Any lady going through the menopause, don't think twice about it. Buy yourself one of these duvets. Sleep under it. It will change your life as far as your sleeping pattern is concerned.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing, Rob, is this. If a person born today in Britain, if somebody's born today, a man can expect to live 78 years. A lady, 81 years. That means you're going to spend 26 years of your life in bed. To me, it makes sense to buy something that makes those 26 years a nice, pleasurable experience.
Well, and also I like the fact, because I like things simple in my life, and the fact I've
So do I.
got, it frequently never is, but I like the fact that I've got Mulberry Silk. I don't ever have to worry about buying another duvet. Because actually, we've got a few questions here, if I may.
Right.
First of all, Andy in Bolton, hello, sir, says, can I get a signed photo of Rob? It was obviously a darts player and needs a new board. Says, I watch him all the time. Also, Andy's a freelance cameraman and would like a job. Well, in that case, would you do us a favour? Yes, yes, absolutely. You can have a signed photo. If you email Leslie in the studio@shopontv.co.uk. Oh, it sounds like you've been having a chat already. This might be the... did Craig recommend you, Andy? Because maybe you're already the Andy whose CV I already have. But otherwise, send us your CV and your address and photo. Apologies, this is from Justin in Southampton. Apologies if I missed it. I had to nip out with the dog. Are we supposed to put a cover on the duvet or keep them as they are and wash them? Andy, in America, they don't call them duvets, they call them comforters.
Right.
And they don't have duvet covers in America. So these are so beautiful. If white is your sort of, decor, you don't need a cover at all. They've got a cover already on them. It's 100% long fibre Egyptian cotton. However, if, for example, you do have a different colour scheme, like I bought Egyptian cotton duvet covers and pillowcases and fitted sheets for my bedding, yes, you can put a cover on, but also I would say the only thing that eventually, after a few decades, might wear out first. The silk won't, because it's the second, second strongest substance known to man, second only to spider's web. If you had, the equivalent size, in steel and silk would be stronger. But if you put a cover over it, then essentially you are protecting it for longer. So that might be another reason to do it. It's really just about a colour scheme. You don't need a duvet cover. You don't need I would put a pillowcase on. But
yeah, you're quite right.
Here already, yeah.
In the top cover is such high quality that you don't need a top cover. But Rob's pointed it out beautifully. If your colour scheme warrants a top cover, put one on. It will not in any way affect the performance of the duvet.
If it's natural fibre.
If it's natural fibre.
If you put polyester on it, forget it. You might as well just use it.
I sell these in Canada. That's where our head office is. I'm over there next week actually selling them in TV.
Can I come?
I've sold them there for 35, 36 years. Very few people in Canada put a top cover on.
Colin says, shout out to Sam, a.k.a. Shop on Sam on TikTok. Hello, Shop on Sam on TikTok. He's right over there, folks. By the way, you've heard it here I'm looking at TikTok over there now, there's a little camera. We're going to be doing an exclusive pre-show soon in the next probably 2 or 3 weeks, where all the team will be, chatting and having a lark before the live show on ITV and STV. That will be on TikTok and possibly YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and X as well. We'll keep you posted. Janet says, being in the menopause, the Mulberry Silk Duvet is the best quilt I have ever had. And I have the pillows and will never go back to normal bedding. Janet, this is the thing I hope people can grasp at home. We have close to 1,000 of you, I think it is, with these in your baskets, and you haven't checked out. I don't know why. Yeah, either you've fallen asleep or you think I'll do it tomorrow. Well, if you think you're going to do it tomorrow, I would change your mind now, because we are selling out of the pillow shortly. The single duvet is already gone. The double is rapidly depleting. We don't have any of the Super King left. The King is also rapidly depleting. We may run out of stock of everything tonight. I don't know. So look, strike while the iron is hot. He who hesitates is lost. Procrastination is the mother of disaster. I just made that up. So check out, pay, get it. You will be it will be, I believe, the best money you have ever spent, because you're going to have the best night's sleep you've ever had. If you've never experienced sleeping under silk, you've got a real treat coming. I promise you. And again, if all else fails, I pledge, I will give you your money back myself. I will literally, you email the studio, I will transfer the money from my bank account to yours. If for any reason you can't get your money back from Ray, but he will already have...
I'll send you the money back.
He'll send you the money. You're trying it now. Guarantee. When you shop from Amazon, biggest website in the world, right? They don't have any oversight. Now, they're a very, very good company and a trustworthy company. Although sometimes you've got to watch out with these big companies that have marketplaces, because you're not always buying from the company, you're buying from sellers who are selling through that company. So when I shop Amazon, I personally always make sure it's being shipped by Amazon. But that's just me. There are some great marketplaces out there as well. I'm not knocking anybody, but you know what I mean. But on the web, you could buy from a company that looks legit, a website that looks legit, and they're not. You don't know. There is no oversight on the internet, but there is on ITV and STV, lots of it. And so your money is safe, your money is guaranteed. What we're telling you is true, because it has to be, or we wouldn't be allowed to broadcast. So if you've got something in your basket, I don't normally say this, but go and check out now. Buy it. Get it. I don't normally get on my high horse and say, if you buy nothing ever again from television, if you've never bought anything from television before, if you like, oh, I'm not buying from telly, get over yourself. Because I promise you, and you might think, blooming rude, who's he to say get over myself? Blah, blah, blah. There'll be someone huffing and puffing right now. You will be transformed by this. There are very few products I honestly get to say are going to transform your life for the better. There are very few things in life that will transform your life for the better. And I swear to you, on my son's life, my life, the life of my parents, everyone I love who's near and dear to me, this blooming well will. It just will. And if you don't believe it, all you're saying is, I want to have a worse night's sleep. If you're not buying it, you're just saying, I don't believe it. You're going to have a worse night's sleep than you can when you have this. Because when you have this, you could have the best night's sleep that you've ever had in your life for the rest of your life. Very quickly, sorry, Ray, I get really passionate about this because I know there are people watching who won't buy it. And I want you to. Not because I make any money, I don't get a commission. I want you to because I know it's going to make you good. Okay, now we're limited stock on the pillow. The pillow is about to sell out. It's last call, please, on the pillow, or you've missed it this time. If you've got it in your basket, we've got more people trying to order it than we have pillows available. If you don't pay, you don't play. And actually, by the way, new customers coming in, and we've had a massive influx of people on the web. They can go buy it, and they'll get it if they pay, and then you'll be out of luck. It'll just say no longer in stock. It'll say out of stock. Sarah says, watching your show, I've ordered 2 of the pillows. Good for you, Sarah. Looking forward to getting some sleep. Has been an insomniac for years. Also trouble with heat. We'll let you know how I got on. Please do. I would really appreciate it, Sarah. Next show that we do together in a couple of weeks, would you please drop us an email? Because I can guarantee you the chances are almost guaranteed that you, because everyone's different. Like we can't guarantee everything because people are different. But I would say I would bet good money on the fact that your heat issues at night will go because of the temperature regulation properties of the silk, but also that it might very well cure your insomnia as well. I can't guarantee that, but it did mine. It's just extraordinary, this bedding, it really is. If you know someone who is hesitating to buy, get it for them. If you have people you love and care about in your lives, get it for them. Just very quickly, we're going to go to the mattress in a minute. Look, here's the science, right? I'm not a scientist, but from what I understand, you can do your own research, and forgive me if I've got any of it wrong. There are 5 stages of sleep, and every human being has to go through all 5 stages in order to get, and it takes about an hour and a half, I believe, one complete cycle of the 5 different levels of sleep in order to get that restorative, recuperative, regenerative healing effect. So your body is literally healing, your brain is revitalizing, your body's being revitalized, it's doing all the things it needs to do for you to carry on the next day. If you get woken up at any point in those 5 stages of sleep in that hour and a half cycle, you can't just like fall asleep again and carry on where you left off. No, you go back to the beginning. So what's happening for most people, and I mean possibly the majority of the country, the nation, is they're getting into the sleep, it's getting disturbed, and then they go back to the beginning. Getting into the sleep, it's getting disturbed because the duvet's coming off. Then it's going back on. Or you're tossing the pillow around because it's hot and it's clammy. And you're never getting the proper 5 stages, the full 5 stages. You should wake up actually and your covers should barely have moved. You shouldn't be tossing and turning all night. So when you sleep under Mulberry Silk, it is potentially the cure to a bad night's sleep for everybody because it is that good. And as I say, the reason I can say that with confidence is because you have a money-back guarantee. If it's not, if you don't agree with me, if you don't have that experience, you can send it back. And what fool would offer you a money-back guarantee if it didn't work? Because you'd just say, all send it back, wouldn't you? Just the single one is sold out, by the way. Sorry, I know we haven't heard from Ray for it. Just very quickly, Evie says, I'm a foster carer. I've been using Mulberry duvets on all my wee ones beds for years. Only the best for my wee ones, mainly because they're quick and easy to wash.
Yeah.
It's become a thing in my house. that they're now called the magic blankets. I like that. I should think about that, Ray.
Yeah.
Because the wee ones only think it's magic that they keep warm in the winter and cool in the summer. The duvets are amazing. Thanks for making my wee ones' lives just
Just remember this, Rob.
Easier.
They'll still be sleeping under this when the wee ones become big ones.
What's the
because
opposite of
these
wee?
are a
Yeah.
very long-lasting product. We estimate when a person buys one of these, they will last you the best part of your adult life.
Ray,
The better, yes,
you know we like to sit here with the pillow on our laps.
yes.
So we can't.
Why is that, Rob?
Oh, I thought I heard it had sold out. Has it not? Oh, sorry. We have. It's nearly. So we're moments away from.
Right.
So I misheard. She said it's going to sell out. We've actually got almost double the number of people trying to order it than we have stock
Well,
available.
I just hope people
It's on the
manage
bottom
to
of the
get
screen.
it.
Yeah. Now, actually, we've had a lot of requests. We've just gone past 2 a.m. We are live, by the way. And if you just want to say hi, if you want to be part of the show, if you have any questions before you buy, studio@shopontv.co.uk, or you can drop a message through the website on the live page. You'll see a message box. We can't reply to the message box. We can obviously reply to emails. So, but whichever way you want to get through to us, if you're really skeptical, give us your worst. What is the worst thing that you think about this duvet? Throw it at us, no matter what you're thinking now. Stream of consciousness. The reason you're not buying it, tell us what that is, and we'll discuss it. And then maybe you'll change your mind. If you don't, again, I can only lead the horse to water. I cannot make it drink.
And remember this, talking about people buying it and not buying it, especially in the present economic climate, every pound saved is a pound earned.
Yeah.
And we are offering this duvet this morning at a price which is slightly less than we were charging for it 23 years ago when we first launched it on television.
Yeah.
Now, I think that's wonderful value for money.
Yeah.
And all we're asking you to do is trust us and buy one. Take it, put it in your bed, and sleep under it.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, and that's highly unlikely, return it to us. When you lift the phone and phone us up, a live person will answer the telephone, and we will refund your money instantly. No arguing, no fighting on the telephone, no questions asked. We know the quality of this product, and we know the performance of this product. It is something special at an affordable price.
Now, what we're going to do, Ray, we're going to go on to the pillowcases, but also we've had, so just quickly, 5 minutes, we've also had a lot of people asking about the mattresses, because look, if you're a purist, like Mulberry Silk purist like me, you want to sleep on silk, because these are the pillow tops. The whole top is got as much, if not more, silk in it than the actual
got more.
duvet. It's got more than the duvet.
Because don't forget, it's a pillow top.
For the price of a
There's
pillow.
silk within the mattress,
Yeah.
then there's an extra layer on top.
We'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah.
Let's do the pillowcase first. But,
Right.
So hold 5 minutes, and we'll.
I love
definitely go
talking
through
about
that.
these. These are
Please do.
special.
Yeah.
Now, Rob, all I can tell you is this. When I'm doing a live presentation, people come up to me all the time and they say, you know, I've read about these pillowcases. They stop you wrinkling, don't they?
Yeah.
Now, I burst out laughing. I say, I'm very sorry. Nothing will stop you wrinkling. And Rob, nothing will stop you wrinkling. Eventually, your skin will lose its elasticity and you will start to wrinkle. But what you can do, you can slow the process down dramatically. And silk does that in no uncertain fashion. Now, in silk, there are 18 amino acids. One of them, a very important one, is called sericin. You spell that S-E-R-I-C-I-N. Now, check this on a computer for your own peace of mind. What sericin does, it traps the moisture within your skin. It retains the moisture within your skin and keeps your skin hydrated. If you sleep in a cotton pillowcase, it does exactly the opposite. It draws the moisture from your skin and dries your skin out. And incidentally, a lot of people, men and women, mainly women of course, but men and women, before they go to bed at night, will put on expensive face creams, Rob. Some of them costing 30, 40
I know
pounds
I do.
for a little jar, right? I know you're joking, Rob.
No, I
30,
I
30 or 40 pounds for a little jar. In your case, a big jar, right?
Yeah.
So when they put the head on the cotton pillowcase with that expensive cream on, the cotton takes the cream from the skin. Silk does the opposite. It complements the face cream that you put on your skin. So that's the advantage of a silk pillowcase. Ask your hairdresser what it does for your hair.
We had an email from a lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he or she is knowledgeable, they will tell you there is no static in silk, so it cuts out frizz. And if you have long hair in particular, you don't have to tie it up at night. You don't waken up in the morning with bedhead. You don't waken up like Ken Dodd with your head all over the place. Now, this silk is AAA grade mulberry. There are no inferior fibers mixed in with it. If you read the label, it is 100% pure AAA grade mulberry silk. But then we go a step further. There's a phrase that is known the whole world over, Rob, whichever country you go to. That phrase is quite simple: smooth as silk. People use that phrase when they're trying to explain perfection. Now, inside this pillowcase, what we've done, we've sprayed on a very fine layer of cotton. Now, compared to silk cotton, even high quality cotton is coarse, is rough. So what the cotton inside the pillowcase does, it grips the pillowcase and it keeps the outer silk absolutely smooth. So it gives your skin the best of attention. So it is a very special pillowcase. I have no hesitation in saying, if you were lucky enough to find a pillowcase anywhere in Britain of being sold of this quality silk, you'd pay 50 or 60 pounds for it. You can buy them here for 35. And incidentally, here's something else. I forgot to mention this. This is happening quite a lot recently. When I'm doing a live presentation, a lot of people have said to me, you know, quite a few people actually, they've said, you know, I bought some pillowcases on the internet. I thought I was buying off a British company, but they were being sent direct from China, right? And when they were delivered, one lady said she paid 40 odd pounds for each pillowcase, 48 pounds. But they only had silk in one side. Silk in one side, cotton in the other. These have got silk in both sides.
Both sides, 100% silk.
100%.
Well, with
AAA
except for a
grade
little-
mulberry.
Except for a bit of the spray.
They're made by the official Mulberry company, Mulberry Silk Company. Buy them with confidence. Beautiful colours, incidentally.
Oh, well, let's run through the colours, shall we?
Yeah.
So you've got the sage.
The sage, then we've got the Arctic ice, we have this the white, and we have the desert sand.
Lovely.
Now, I've got 10 grandchildren, 6 boys and four granddaughters. The daughters are all around 14 to 17. They've all plumped for the sand. All the young kids love the sand, apparently.
Yeah, yeah.
My wife, she likes this colour I'm holding here. It's very restful, it's very classy. It looks beautiful on the pillow. But best of all, when you put your head on it, the benefits for your skin, the benefits for your hair are absolutely astronomical.
Can I just say, if there are any new daters out there, get your mulberry silk bedding, because your new partner won't want to get out of bed. Maybe a side benefit, I don't know. They are beautifully luxurious, those pillowcases.
Rob,
Really
the price, can I tell you?
Yeah, yeah.
The buying
Oh,
team
price,
here,
I meant to say something about that.
the buying team here deserve a pat on the back.
Yeah.
They've done something wonderful. They've bought this at a very special price, and they've passed the saving on to the viewer.
Yeah.
You're buying something for £35 that would cost you 50 or 60 elsewhere, with a money-back guarantee.
It's all on the website as well. If you go to shopontv.co.uk, click the Live On Air Shop Now button, or banner, or whatever you want to call it, and that will take you through to our live page where you will find all of the Mulberry Silk products. This is literally military-grade encryption on the site. You can shop securely and safely. We use only the most reputable payment provider, or payment processor, I should say. I mean, it's a top-notch enterprise website that is completely and utterly assured, of course, with the backing of ITV and STV, and fully compliant in every conceivable way that you can think of. So please, can I just show, when you actually add something to your basket, if Leslie could show you, let's get you a Mulberry Silk Duvet. The single's gone on, all the sizes are vulnerable. Single's out of stock, oopsie. What about how much are the doubles left? That's about to sell out when everyone checks out. So if you want the double, you've got to buy it, you've got to pay now. What about the Super King? Super King's okay at the moment. King size okay at the moment. Vulnerable. Now you see where it says check out securely. You can, by the way, you've got some other items you might like there as well. You can check out, when you check out securely, you can check out as a guest if you wish. You don't have to sign up for an account. It is free to open an account. The benefits being you can store your credit card information securely, but you don't have an address book because you can actually send these items directly to anywhere you like in the UK. So as long as we deliver there, you can send to there. So, and you actually can put the person you're delivering to, you can put their name and their mobile number or phone number for delivery. So I frequently send things all around the land. But you've got to check out, in fact, if you go back to a product, any product, you can, in fact, could you just go back to a product, please, Leslie? Any one you like. Alt arrow left. So let's click on the pillow, for example. And it says buy now. You can just buy now. You don't have to add it to your basket. Literally, just go ahead, buy now. It takes you straight through to the checkout. And you can shop on the phone as well, 0333 241 241, and the operators will take your order using your credit or debit card. If you want to spread the cost with PayPal Pay in 3, you can spend anything from £30 to £2,000. Capped postage and packing, by the way, you only pay the first $4.95 once. So now, for example, the mattress is a higher price. Ignore the size out. We've got a glitch on our graphics tonight, so apologies for that. But what I was going to say is you could literally add everything you like in one go in your basket. You only pay the first $4.95 once. So most of the items are $4.95. The mattress obviously is $9.95 because it's a blooming great mattress, and we deliver it to your home for $9.95. Bet you can't even send a parcel down the street for $9.95 these days. So very quickly, Paul says, I bought a king-size duvet a few years ago. It is a game-changing product. Despite Rob and the owner of the company being professional salespeople, I can absolutely endorse what they are saying. I've just ordered 2 more pillows. Thank you very much, Paul. I really appreciate that. Rach says, loving the show. Do you need pillow protectors on the pillows? What do you recommend? Now, actually, it's interesting. At home, I don't have pillow protectors. In the Warrington house, I do, only because potentially I share my room with it if any other presenters came to stay. But here's the thing. What do you do with a duvet cover? You find something that is pure cotton, Egyptian cotton in my case. So I found 2 companies on Amazon and that sell 100% just cotton, 100% cotton pillow protectors, filling and cover and everything. I won't mention their names, but you can find them on Amazon. Don't buy anything that's got plastic in it or any synthetic in it, because it will block the effects of the silk. So yes, you can put pillow protectors on. What are they going to do? They're going to help increase the longevity of the pillows. Instead of 30 years, you might get 50 years. I don't know. Can't put a number on it really. But that's my advice. You don't need them, but you can use them as long as they are 100% cotton. And the same with the duvet covers as well, 100% Egyptian cotton preferably, because they're so affordable. What did I pay? 15 quid, I think, for 15 quid for 2, I think it was. Dirt cheap. Paul said, oh no, I've done Paul already, sorry, if you know what I mean. Mike says, hi Rob, just said to send an email with any questions. Why did the certificate Ray was showing 20 minutes ago say it was only valid till 2023? Is the show actually live? And also, do they have the accreditation this year? It says 2025, July 2025.
25,
It's
25.
No, it's 25 for sure.
Yeah.
It runs out. Just to explain.
So, go ahead.
Just to explain, this certificate is issued by the UK Allergy Board, who are based in Warwick University. Now, they issue it for 1 year at a time, and they do that to make sure that our standards don't drop.
Yeah.
This one runs out, I have it in my hand,
Yep.
on the 23rd of July, 2025.
Yeah.
I'm due back here in July, around about the 26th or 27th.
Is that clear enough? 26?
Yeah, and I will bring the new one with me. We already have it all ready to be picked up, so I'll bring that with me.
Yep.
But it definitely is 25.
And is the show actually live? Yes, today.
It's live, all right.
What's the
for
date
sure.
today?
Or the date today?
Today is the 27th.
27th.
Is it as actually the 27th like now today?
Yes.
Yeah, because it was the 26th. Okay, yeah, so it's the 27th now. And it's about, what's the time, exact time, please? 14 minutes past 2. And 20 seconds, 21, 22.
And you're not a hologram, are you, Rob?
And I'm not a hologram. I'm a hologram.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
No, don't worry. Listen.
You know what? If you want, and also Mike, if you want a copy of the certificate, Leslie, you've got the PDF on file, I think, haven't you? We'll email it to you if you don't believe us. Okay, good. But listen, good.
Leslie,
Bring it on, folks. Come
Leslie,
on, come on. If you're hard enough, give us your questions. Come on,
Leslie, please.
Try and stump us. Try.
The certificate's authentic. We've had it for 30 odd years.
Yes.
Every year it's renewed. And the reason it's renewed, our standards don't drop. We're the only company currently selling silk duvets anywhere in the United Kingdom that have that certificate. And the reason we have it is the quality of the product. So put your mind at ease, go to bed tonight, this morning, sleep easy. The certificate's
You'll
authentic.
sleep easy in a few days when you get this.
What's that?
Well, the bedding. But can I just say, sorry, that was a very bad joke. The double duvet is now limited stock. We now have twice the number of people trying to order it as we have stock available. It's checkout time. If you don't check out, you're going to miss out. It's as simple as that. And look, you know, these, we're also now approaching, I told you we were going to sell out of everything tonight. We are approaching limited stock on the King and the Super King. These will be shipped later today, right, Ray?
There'll be, yes, starting when I drive straight home when I finish here tonight, and starting at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, we will start to ship the stuff out, guaranteed.
Yes, and if you have any problems, remember, every single piece of bedding has raised details on the tag.
Yeah.
If you call, if you're not happy.
You know why we do that, Rob? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's fine.
This will help perhaps put Leslie's mind at ease. The reason why we put our contact details and everything we manufacture, we're proud of what we manufacture.
Yeah.
And we know the quality. And we know we get virtually nothing sent back. Can you imagine? You know, when something's sent back, we can't clean it up and resell it. We're not allowed to.
No.
We have to destroy it. You can't give it to charity. You can't give old pillows to charity. They don't want them. They tell you to take them to the local cat and dog home so the dogs can sleep on them. This is a fact. Check it out on computer.
Yeah.
When something is sold in television with a money-back guarantee, it's something special, I can assure you.
But also you don't get returns, do you?
No.
Because
You
people
could put them in a shopping trolley.
Oh, they were telling the truth. Now, two things. Let me just do some housekeeping here. Details of the mattress, information coming in 2 seconds. I want to say with the pillowcases, obviously we have to say individual results vary. We're not doctors or scientists. No. We can't say
check it on a computer.
These pillows will do, but we can say what silk is scientifically proven to do, and these are 100% silk. So, know what I mean? The other thing, prices. We talked about the £500 Mulberry Silk Duvet. Let's say 179 for the king size duvet, I think, isn't it? Or the yeah. Now that's because we deal directly with you, Ray, with the Mulberry Silk Company, in our case, sales and distributor. If that had gone through an agent and a distributor,
normally,
and a wholesaler,
Rob,
it would be
I mentioned earlier. Normally, when you have a product, when you manufacture, when the product's ready to be sold to the public, you take it to a distributor. He then sells it to the wholesaler. The wholesaler sells it to the retailer or the shopkeeper.
Yeah.
Each one of those people have overheads, so they add on a margin of profit for themselves, quite rightly. They're not doing anything wrong. They're honest people trying to make a living.
Yeah.
We've eliminated those three people. We only have one partner in each country. In Britain, is shop on TV. The buyers are tenacious. They're difficult. Well, I was going to say difficult. They're not difficult.
Oh, they are. They can be. Yeah.
That was a slip of the tongue.
That's all right.
They're tenacious. They've bought the product at a very special price, and they've passed the saving on to the viewer.
Ray, we're going to move on to the mattress. I just want to
Right.
basically, the way I look at it, we're running out of time. You've got to check out. We're running out of stock as well. Looking at a complete sellout tonight, you must check out immediately when you want even a half of a hope of a chance. We'll do the email in a moment. We promised the mattress. By the way, I have 2 mattresses currently, and as soon as I get my new beds on July 14th, I think it is, I'm going to be getting a 3rd for my son. So we'll be a 3 cocoon mattress.
Well, he's a big lad. You'll need a super king.
I know, right? This mattress, as all of the Mulberry Silk products are, is transformative. Now, unfortunately, it's already sold out in the single and in the Super King. We do have it I think I got the last Super King actually. We only have it in double and king size. So if that's applicable to you, it's brilliant. And also when you sit on silk, you have a cool bottom. And when you lie on silk, you have a cool body.
You have a cool body.
You. And then with the duvet is a cool body above you. So enough of me yabbering on. Ray, what's so special about this?
Well, I'll tell you what's special about it, the quality. In one word, quality.
Yeah.
And performance. That's 2 words, isn't it?
And price.
And, well, the price is
3
wonderful.
things,
Now, Rob, as you know from previous shows we have done, we exhibit at exhibitions throughout the country. Agricultural shows, flower shows, knitting shows. We've done that for many, many years. So we speak direct to the public, right? And we get the public's opinion about what they like and what they dislike. Now, when we decided, we were asked to make mattresses. One of the buyers from a TV company came along to us. She said, you know, the public love your duvets. Why don't you make a mattress to go with them? So we went back to our head office in Vancouver, and we thought about it, and we decided, yes, we'll go ahead. But we took our time. There's an old saying, Rob, the devil is in the detail. We believe in that. So we did our market research, and our market research was very basic. We spoke to the public at live events. Now, we discovered by speaking to the public, basically there's 2 types of mattresses. There's memory foam and there's sprung mattresses, or spring-loaded mattresses. Now, some people like memory foam, but we found out an awful lot of people were very unhappy with it. The main reason being it lost shape quite quickly, very often, and the big problem, people were overheating on it and
also,
sweating on
Give me
it.
for saying it's plastic. It's a man-made fibre.
Plastic.
It would destroy the quality of the...
Rob, it happened to me about 9 or 10 years ago. My wife decided we needed a new mattress. So we went to a mattress shop. We weren't making mattresses at that time. We went to a mattress shop. She took me with her. I didn't particularly want to go, like most men, but I was dragged along. She made me lie in the bed. I lay on top of the bed, memory foam. I lay on top of the bed for about a couple of minutes. Felt okay. Bought it. Paid roughly just under £1,000, £950. I think 30 or 40 pounds to have it delivered. Just over 1,000, roughly. Give or take a pound or two, £1,000. Got it home. Slept on it. After about 3 or 4 months, lost shape. I was sleeping in a recess or a hollow like this, and I was overheating, and so was my wife. So we decided to get rid of it and buy a sprung mattress. So when we decided to manufacture mattresses, as a company, we went with a sprung mattress.
But not just any kind of...
No.
Special.
We got pocket sprung mattresses. Now, this is what's inside the mattress, right?
Do you want to...
Well, when I was a young boy, I used to sleep in an old-fashioned sprung mattress. The diameter of the springs was really quite
You want to
large.
slide it over to me, Ray, because we need to get our camera angle on it.
Got it?
Yeah.
Right?
There we go.
Now, well, as I say, the old-fashioned sprung mattress, the springs were very large in diameter. And it'd be roughly maybe in a king-size mattress, 150 springs. Now, in a king-size mattress with this, I think there's roughly 880. Now, they're individual springs and they're pocket sprung.
Yeah.
Each one stands on its own. Now, you'll notice what you're doing there, Rob. You're putting your hand on top of the springs. The only springs that move are the springs which are directly underneath where the pressure is
They're
above
not
them.
connected, so I can
Correct.
push down here and look.
So you
here.
don't get
See,
motion
nothing's moving
transfer.
over here. Yeah.
So that means when you turn over in bed at night, one person doesn't roll into the other. And as I mentioned earlier in the program, maybe about an hour ago, and I researched this only yesterday, the average person in bed turns over between 40 to 50 times every night.
They shouldn't though. It's because of
No,
bad
they
bedding.
shouldn't. Bad bedding,
Bad
they're too
mattress.
hot and they overheat and they turn over and they... Now this is a medium firm support mattress. When you sleep on it, your body is supported. It's not firm, it's not really firm, it's medium firm. And it's the most gentle mattress to sleep
That's
on,
right, yeah.
and it's supported. Now, it's also packed with silk, and this is the top of the range. This is the pillow top with an extra layer on top.
So that pillow top is crammed full of mulberry silk.
This is a cut-down version.
Yeah.
Inside the mattress, you have 5 different layers of comfort. I'm sure they'll show you that in the screenshot.
Yeah, we've seen it actually, yeah.
And on top of it, we've added an extra layer of silk. So that gives you extra comfort. Now, the interesting thing, Rob, 2 interesting things. We make 3 different types of mattresses. We make the regular, we make the premium, and we make the premium plus.
Yeah.
This is the premium
I've
plus.
got the premium plus one.
Yes. And we are offering this morning the premium plus for the price you would normally pay for the regular, standard, entry mattress.
We can show the prices actually if Leslie
We
doesn't
can,
mind
yes.
bringing them up. Yeah.
Now, you'll find that when you sleep in this mattress, you don't overheat. If 2 people share a bed, one likes the bed warm, one likes it less warm. That very often happens. This is the best mattress to sleep on.
Yeah.
If you overheat in bed, it'll wick away 30% of its own weight in moisture or sweat. Any lady going through the menopause, don't hesitate. Buy yourself one of these mattresses.
Can I tell you a story?
Yes?
So, sorry, let me sit up. I'm slouching. When I get home in my room in Warrington, I don't have a sofa or anything. I've just got my Mulberry Silk Kingdom, and I watch telly. But I also get myself a nice cold pint of soda water, and I rest.
Sure, it's soda water, Rob?
I promise you, it's soda water. It wasn't the other night, but most nights it's soda water. And I rested my cool glass with the water dripping, some condensation down the side, on the on my mattress, essentially, on my Mulberry Silk, my cotton sheet. And there was a water stain when I took it away, and within minutes it had gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
It wicks away moisture.
Because it wicks away moisture. So have a look at these prices. Now, bear in mind, we don't have the double. Is that right?
And remember, it's dust mite free.
We don't have the Super King. So ignore the Super King there. We haven't got an updated graphic. The double is normally £749. You're buying a 750 quid mattress. That's the price if you bought the pillow top version directly from Ray's company. Yeah. But if you bought the entry level, basic, bottom of the range mattress, it would be £419. You're getting the absolute top of the range for the price of the bottom of the range. And I'm sorry, yeah, of course. When you think that for like the Super King, that's gone actually. The $469 for a king is that is a very affordable.
I don't know if the camera can pick this up. I hope they can.
Yeah, I think it can.
Talking about the medium firm support, if I put my hand above the springs here, right in the corner here, if I push that one down, totally flat, the springs either side don't move.
Yeah.
So you see, you do get, your body is supported. Now, one thing I should mention, I'll mention this very quickly, and I must qualify this by saying, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical practitioner, so I'm making no ridiculous claims. But this happened to me on a personal level. When I was a young man, 22, 23 years old, I had a slip disc cut out my back. And I'm now, well, I'm 83 years old now, so for the last 67 years, I've had a very troublesome back, let's put it that way. Since I've started sleeping on this mattress, it's helped my back tremendously. I'm not saying it will do the same for you, but I'm saying there's every chance it will. And here's something we haven't mentioned. We are offering this mattress with a 60-day trial period. You can buy it this morning, have it delivered within the next few days, sleep on it for 60 days.
2 months.
And if you're not totally and completely satisfied, phone us up, one telephone call. We will pick the mattress up and we'll give you every single penny you've paid for it. We'll refund it.
Except the period.
Except the postage. And talking about the postage, I think Shop and TV are charging £10.
Yeah, £9.95.
Well, you know, that's incredible. Because
delivery and collection. That's, but you know, it's
yes.
You don't pay for collection.
No, if when it is collection, we'll just come and pick it up.
Pick it up, yeah.
But honestly, this mattress is something special. That's why and there's so much silk in it, you know. That's why we've got no singles and we've got no Super Kings. We've sold them all, and we're waiting for Mother Nature to provide the next batch of quality silk. Yeah. This is not raw silk. This is not Tussa silk. This is not ordinary everyday mulberry silk. This is AAA grade, long fiber mulberry silk.
Full length, not a little bit.
This is the top, the best you can get. Yeah. And if you buy it and sleep on it for 60 days, you're going to be thrilled. It's something special to sleep on.
As I say, I can only vouch for the fact I sleep on this at home. I sleep on this, both my homes, my work home in Warrington near the studio, the crew house, and on my home in London. And if you've just bought a mattress, look, I feel you. I bought mattresses 7 years ago, which was able to throw away because they were awful. But I broke my back for 7 years. But if you've just shelled out money on a mattress, you've got 60 days with this to try it. So why don't you get it? Put the mattress you just bought, or even if your mattress is not that old, or you're not sure if you're ready to change your mattress yet, put it in the spare room, put it up against the wall, whatever. You'll know within 2 or 3 days of sleeping on this just how good it is. And I know people who've done this, and guess what happened to their original mattress? Sometimes you just got to give up and say, you know what? I bought a bad thing. I wasted my money. And you go, I'll throw it away. Because what price do you put on a good night's sleep? I suffered for best part of 6 years on inferior quality mattresses that cost me the best part of £1,000.
Happened to me.
Forget it. But you know, you get to sleep on this for up to 2 months before you decide. And maybe even if you're just thinking about changing your mattress because your mattresses have seen better days. But what do? You go to the store. I went to a sleep store and they put me on a special mattress and it had, I don't know, lasers or something. It measured me. And this was years ago, you know, I think I was probably 22 stone at the time. And it went bleep, bloop, bloop, blop, blop. You need a firm mattress. Really? I never would have guessed that. And then the salesperson very kindly said, it just so happens in this bedding store.
We have one.
We have one for you. And it was their own brand. And what did I do? I did the usual. Bouncy, 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 prod, prod, prod. A bouncy, 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 prod, prod, prod. Yes, here's £1,000. I mean, it's ludicrous when you think about it. So actually, by the way, you can take all the covering off. They come vacuum formed in like a roll. So put it in your bed, carefully cut the plastic off. It will expand rapidly. You can do everything on this you would do on your regular home mattress. Yes, you can christen it if you want to. Put your own sheets on it, your own bedding, treat it as your own. And if you're not completely satisfied within any time within that 60 days, you phone the number provided, they will come and pick it up and they will take it away at no additional charge. Be completely comfortable, be completely satisfied.
And you will be.
You will be. Oh, you will be.
And if you're
Best
not,
mattress I've
you
ever had.
could have your money back.
You'll have your money back. It is absolutely hands down the best mattress I've ever
Oh, and incidentally, we haven't mentioned it's guaranteed for 10 years.
Oh, 10 year. Yes, Matt, you're supposed to change your mattresses roughly every
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
This is guaranteed for 10. Why? Because it's got mulberry silk in it.
One
Why?
word, quality.
Because there are no dust mites to increase the quality of your mattress and make you feel allergic and stuff. Now, let's do some emails quickly. Ollie Green in Inverness. Ollie and Inverness, I must apologise. I will be visiting in about a week's time with my American chums, including the lady that got away. She's come back. Whether she'll stay, I don't know. But so I will be coming to Inverness shortly. I love Inverness. Ollie says, I'm going to order some of your wonderful pillows. I struggle to get to sleep most nights, and your show always helps me relax. These pillows look like they will really help me. I can't wait to get them. They look so luxurious in the studio. I love the quality of how they are. There are 3 times more people trying to order the pillows now than we have stock available. It's going to sell out in minutes. It literally, we're down to almost single figures. We're in basically low double digits. Check out now, pay, and it'll be on the way. Thank you. Same with all the duvets. So that we lost the single, and I believe the king and is it the king and the super king, the double. They're all they're pretty much about to go as well. Martin said, "Good morning. I was just wondering how firm the pillows are, and do they stay plump? So I can't sleep on a flattish pillow. Thanks.
I'll show you. Look.
You two are very genuine and nice fellas. Thank you, mate. Great to watch. Good night. God bless." So Martin. No, they're not flat pillows.
Martin, this is the one I sleep on at home. When I come down here, I bring it with me so I can show you on television. It's roughly 5.5 years old. It's been slept on, I estimate, 15,000 hours. It's been washed on 25, 30 times. Fits in any standard machine. Wash it a cold wash, 30 degrees. Tumble dry or line dry. When you wash it, it cannot and it will not lose shape. It will not go flat. If you read the label, we tell you, we're not trying to hoodwink you, we tell you exactly what's in it. We have to do that by law. If you cut it open in the middle, you have a pocket of fiber to give it bulk for your shoulders and your neck and give you support. All the way around that, you have layer after layer after layer of long fiber AAA grade mulberry silk, considered by the silk industry, by the professionals, to be the best silk known to man. The top cover, Egyptian cotton, 230 thread count. Anything over 180 is considered to be luxury. Allergy board approved, no dust mites. That's not Rob saying it. That's not Raymond saying it. That's the allergy board saying it. Absolutely perfection in pillows.
Can I just say to Gavin, was it Gavin? Sorry, Martin. So I would say one pillow in its natural form, and again, it will never plump, it will never clump, it will never reduce in size like the hollow fibres. If you've ever had hollow fibre pillows, it's roughly the equivalent loft or height to 2 of those. I always, and at home, only sleep on one pillow, and I used to sleep with 2 or 3 of those hollow fibres years ago. But I have discovered, because I always thought 2 would be too much, but I have tried 2 recently, and in fact, in my house in Warrington, I do use 2. So look, you can always get a couple, and I don't think it will be too flat for you. In fact, I think it will be just right. For most people, it will be. But if it is, you could definitely put one on top of the other. But I mean, you can see the size of it, and it will keep that size. Okay, we're down to single figures, literally less than a handful remaining. It's going to sell out before the end of the show, certainly by morning. So check out Pay Now. Also, so Ray, we're going to have to take it off our laps in a minute. So Gavin says, I'm watching in Portugal, loving this. Seen you guys before, maybe a year ago. I thought this was a repeat. No, we just do the same thing over and over again. Anyway, is it possible to ship to Portugal? We can't. Ray? No?
I'll make inquiries, and if the gentleman would like to email us with his address, we will do everything in our power to get it over
Gavin,
to you.
What Leslie, our producer, is going to do, she's going to email you RK Sales email address.
And we'll bend over backwards to help you.
Now
I'm sure we'll get them over to you.
you need to email the gallery, you need to studio@shopontv.co.uk and say you give us permission to pass your email address on to Ray at RK Sales, okay? And if they can, they will.
We will. We'll find a way.
We'll find a way. You may have to pay extra shipping charges. Obviously, it won't be for the $9.95. Justin said, got the others on order, but not much good if I feel hot lying on my mattress and sheets. Hope you can get more stock of the single. I'm sorry, Justin, I know. That's the problem. We can't keep this in stock because
It's the quantity of silk.
get a coolsy pad for now, and that will help. Yeah.
It's the quantity.
Yeah.
And as I said earlier, we've mentioned it once or twice, we just point blank refuse to use a lower grade or a, sorry.
No, I'm putting my hand in the air. I'm raising my hand in the air like an evangelist. Sorry, Ray. Limited stock on all sizes. We're down to less than 10%. What are some of the numbers? Are we like single digits, double digits? There are 9 Super King. First 9 people will get the Super King. How about
duvets? Is that all?
Duvets.
Well, you know,
And how
Rob,
many of the what was it? Sorry. And 13 of the King.
well, you know,
9 of the
I'd
Super
like
King,
to say,
13
you
of the
know, thank you very
King.
much.
Quick.
Very sincerely, I'd like to say thank you to all the viewers. We've had a record show tonight. If that's the case, and I'm sure it is, we've had a record show. You're going to have a really nice time sleeping under these. We're coming into the hot weather, and that's when silk really is wonderful to sleep under. Hot weather. Silk wicks away moisture, keeps you cool. In the summer, keeps you cool. In the winter, keeps you warm. Buy them, try them. Money back if you're not pleased. Can't say no more than that.
Obviously, I can because that's my job. But let's have a real moment, shall we? If you could read my mind, or if I could plant my thoughts into your brain, you would you'd scream very loud. No, you'd be buying these so fast that your feet wouldn't touch the floor on the way to your phone. If you're watching and you're skeptical and you're not buying one, I'm really sorry to say that I guarantee your sleep will be nowhere near as good as it will with Mulberry Silk. And yeah, you're going to say, yeah, Rob, you're just trying to sell us, you're just trying to flog it. I'm not. I don't. Look, if I made a $5 a duvet or something like that, I probably would be trying to flog it. That's why the presenters are never commissioned, because otherwise it would be unfair. We'd all be trying to get them out the door no matter what, wouldn't we? You know, or, I mean, I'm a very honest person, but it would be a temptation, surely. I don't. Whether we sell 1 or 1,000, I get paid exactly the same. So I'm here to provide information. The enthusiasm is for free, and it's genuine. And ask anyone that works in this company, ask anyone of my family, anyone I know. If they're not sleeping on and under and with their head on Mulberry Silk products, then they probably aren't my friend. And I can think of one person, and I've told him over and over and over and over again, and he's just stubborn. And I said, you're an idiot, mate. I did, to his face, I said, you're a blooming idiot, mate. Now, I would never say that to you because I don't know you well enough, but if we were sitting in a pub, having a pint, and let's do that sometime, you're more than welcome. I'm always happy to go to the boozer. I would tell you the same, that I would recommend these to you, not because I have any vested interest whatsoever, except in your well-being. And if you have any interest in your own well-being, and I'm sure there'll be some people out there saying, yeah, but I sleep fine. You don't. You just don't know. You've got nothing to compare it to. But with Mulberry Silk, you can compare any other bedding, and I bet you've tried it all over your lifetime. You now will have something to compare it to. And all the emails tonight, once those people tried Mulberry Silk and did have a basis of comparison, they realised how absolutely see with a wrap their old bedding was, and how life-changing and life-affirming the Mulberry Silk bedding is. You can literally change your life tonight, or at least you can change your sleep tonight by making a very simple decision. Some people are afraid to make the decision to buy right now. Some people are just resistant to change. I understand that. Change can be scary. And but what are you afraid of? Is it, what if I'm wasting my money? Well, you'll get your money back. How can I trust the company? We're on ITV and STV. They don't let us on here for nothing, you know. This is a partnership with ITV and STV. Shop on TV. We are partners with. We broadcast on their license, the same license that This Morning broadcasts on, and all those other ITV shows. We are, I like to think, the official shopping show on ITV. And we're covered by Ofcom and the Advertising Standards Authority. If there was any funny business going on, you could report us to those agencies. We'd be in deep doo-doo. We'd be off the air. So what I'm saying is, you've got to check out. If you don't pay, unfortunately, the one thing we can't do is send you the product. Whatever reason it is that you're not buying, may I recommend that you get over it and do buy for your own good. And if you do, take me at my word here. If you do, and you get it home and it's all a load of old rubbish, and you want to call me a liar, and you want to say you hoodwinked me and made me buy that and blah blah blah, fine, go for. I mean, not one person tonight has said that, and if they did, I would read it on the air. Everybody had wonderful things to say, and you'll get your money back. And look, Ray Ray. One of the most charming gentlemen, 67 years in business. You can't get a better pedigree. Is that right? Was it 67?
Oh, yeah, long time.
I've got one. Look, we've got a long email. I read this very quickly. This is from Beanie. Oh, says, you kindly gave me advice on how to get foot in the door at a previous company that you'll probably get into trouble for mentioning. Oh. But I super appreciated it about 3 years ago or more. You're still as much a legend as ever. I've enjoyed watching you behind the scenes on camera this week. Certainly a man of many talents, jack of all trades, I think. We've left your dressing room in quite a state of disarray tonight, but it's all in good humour. And I know you'll have a cracking sense of humour, dear. So who is this? Beanie? This is from Benjamin. The question I have for you is this. Are you going to actually use this luscious bed? It's begging to be slept in, and you deserve a well-earned rest. I do deserve a well-earned rest. And not this particular one, but I've got one in my home about 8 miles away in Warrington. And yes, so Beanie is Benjamin Elijah, was in Manchester, now in County Durham. Thank you very much.
County Durham.
Yes. Sorry, that was.
My dad came from that part of the country.
Yeah. It's a very nice email. I really appreciate that. Nothing to do with the product, but it doesn't matter.
Rob, here's something we should mention. There will be viewers watching who perhaps can't make their mind up. Should I not? Perhaps this will help you make your mind up. When I drove down here this morning, I passed quite a few caravans and motorhomes because weather's good, summer's coming, and people are out. Now, we exhibit at every caravan and motorhome show in Britain and have done for 67 years. And for 37 of those years, we have sold silk products. Now, in the summertime, most of these caravan shows are held Friday, Saturday, Sunday. People come, say, on a Friday afternoon, put their awning out, get all the bits and pieces out underneath the awning, and then once they're all set up, have a little walk around the trade stands to see what they perhaps want to buy or not buy, as the case may be. And if they come across my stand, maybe a husband and wife, let's say, they can't make their mind up, this is what I say. Take it, pay for it, take it, try it, sleep under it tonight in your motorhome or caravan. And if you don't like it, bring it back in the morning. Tuck it under your arm, walk back, take you less than 20 seconds, walk back to our stand, I'll refund your money. So given that choice, most people buy one because they've got nothing to lose and they can bring it back next morning instantly. 30 to 40% of all the people who buy one, let's say on a Friday afternoon, come back on Saturday morning to buy a second duvet. Now ask yourself this question. How powerful a product is this to change a person's mind? People who have slept under, say, duck, goose feather, man-made fibers for, say, 30, 25, 30, 40 years. They sleep under this for one night in their motorhome or caravan, and instantly they're back to buy a second one for their home. That's how good this product is. And if you buy one, we're running out of time now, so I'll repeat very quickly. I will refund every penny you pay without one word of an argument. Just trust me. I've been around on TV selling stuff for a long time, so has Rob, and we will refund your money with a smile on our face. No arguing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say, I know I get on my soapbox because I am genuinely passionate about this. You know, I used to swear at my duvet, now I swear by it. And I apologise if that offends anybody. I mean no offence whatsoever. I genuinely believe we have your best interests at heart. Yes, Ray has a business. Yes, he wants to sell his duvets. Of course, it is his livelihood. But actually, look, Ray's made his money. He doesn't need to be driving 3.5 hours from Glasgow to work until 3 o'clock in the morning, peddling duvets. He does it because he's passionate about it and because he cares about you, the customer. I think that nothing has been could be clearer when you hear the man talk. He's very easy to track down. All his info's on every single pillow and every single duvet and every single pillowcase.
I'll tell you something, Robin.
Thank you for everyone who trusts us.
In the bedding industry, it's very unusual to find people's details on the product once they've sold it.
Well, right, I know.
Because so much, we mentioned earlier, every single year in Britain, 7 million pillows go to landfill. And incidentally, Rob, this is a fact. Check it on a computer. Go into Wikipedia, Google. 7 million mattresses go into landfill.
How's that?
But Rob, I'm not making these figures up. I check these figures to make sure when I come on TV, I'm not talking rubbish.
Yeah.
Check it out on a computer. When you buy these, we guarantee them for 10 years, the duvet. And we guarantee the mattress for 10 years. These are not going to end up in landfill. These are high quality. Silk is the second strongest natural fiber in the world. The top covers are Egyptian cotton, long fiber. We've taken the two best fabrics known to man. We've given them to a company with a stellar reputation for quality. We've backed them up with a 10-year warranty, a money-back guarantee. You can sleep in a mattress for 60 days, and if you don't like it, we'll refund your money. Yeah. One telephone call. That's all, one telephone call.
You can sleep on the pillow. You can sleep under the
anything.
duvet.
We will refund your money.
2-3 weeks. And remember, the duvet has a 10-year guarantee. The mattress has a 10-year guarantee. There's a standard 2-year guarantee on the pillows. But again, they will last you potentially. They may be the last pillow, and certainly the last duvet, and certainly the last.
The quality, Rob. We keep this one word, quality. Nothing beats quality, and nothing beats silk. Yeah. Silk is very, very special, and we are using the best quality silk you can imagine.
And the only reason you can't guarantee them for longer, actually, is because the only thing that might eventually wear out is the cotton.
Yes.
The silk will go on for yonks, but that's why if you want to, I mean, now I found these 100% cotton pillow.
Well, silk is a protein similar to your hair.
Yeah, yeah.
And you'll find some, I think next month in Glasgow, the Tutankhamun, the king, the Tutankhamun, that is coming to Glasgow. I'm going to go and see it. And some of the mummies that they dug up still got the hair.
Yeah, that's right. That's very true. Mummies love silk. But actually, you mentioned, because caravan shows, if you have a caravan, a motorhome, these are great for glamping. You know, if I went glamping, I'd take the single duvet with me. But also, I tell you what, because, by the way, that package you saw there, I don't know if we've got a package, I don't think we've got one at the front. Even the Super King will fold up and fit in one half of a carry-on suitcase. Yeah. The pillow will fit in the other half. I frequently travel with my bedding, especially when I go to hotels. You don't know, well, you do know other people have slept on the beds. You've no idea who, and you've no idea what they've been up to.
That's a very valid point.
You know, take your bed, and particularly your pillow. Don't ever take a black light into a...
That's a very valid point. Yes,
they are great to travel with. They're great if you. By the way, if you've got holiday homes, if you run an Airbnb, or if you have a motel, or even a hotel, or a hospice, or a care home, anything like that, these are great for guests because you can wash them. with other duvets, they, like in hotels, they may change the outer covers, but any sweat, it doesn't stop at the outer cover. It gets into the duvet too, doesn't it? And the dribble and the dust mites and other bodily fluids. And so, and all they do, you've got a thin sheet or layer of cotton between you and whatever has gone into that duvet from every other person that's been sleeping in that room. And I don't know how frequently they wash the duvets. With this, you can wash them.
Can I squeeze this in very quickly? I know we're running short of time.
Please, last words to you.
Right, I must squeeze this in quickly. If you have any member of your family who unfortunately has an illness where they're bedbound, buy them one of these duvets. People who are bedbound, these big, heavy, puffy duvets, press down on the knees and in particular their toes and cause them discomfort. And of course they sweat under them as well. And the sweat causes bed sores. Now what I'm saying is that silk will wick away 30% of its own weight in moisture. As far as bed sores are concerned, it will help tremendously. And as far as the pressure on their knees and their toes are concerned, it will most certainly help. The largest one we make is a Super King. It weighs 2.5 kilos. That's the same price, same weight, sorry, I beg your pardon, as 2 little bags of sugar. It's light, it's flexible, it doesn't press down on you, it gently folds itself around you. It's a cocoon fiber, it stays there, and it's comfortable to sleep under. Anybody who's bedbound, please buy them one. It's the best thing you'll ever do.
If you're a shift worker like we are, it's great as well because it helps you get to sleep quicker. Certainly that's what I've found, and it helps you stay asleep properly as well. If it weren't for the fact we've got a large barking dog that whimpers all day long in the house across the way from us, I'd actually sleep really, really wonderfully. But also, if you think about it logically, sometimes logic wins, right? What is silk? Well, silk is the cocoon, or it's the, what do they call it? When a silkworm turns into a moth, basically, they go through that metamorphosis and they cocoon themselves in the silk, and they produce the silk. And now this is in, sort of China, which is where it's extremely hot during the day and extremely cold at night, and you've got torrential rains and you've got every type of weather beating down on these things. You've also got predators that are desperately trying to get in and have the silkworm for lunch. And what the silk does is it protects against all of that. And remember that once those cocoons are soaked in warm water, they open up into, they can be up to 2 miles. They're usually about a mile or so, aren't they? And they are all stitched at the top.
They're anchored. Can't move.
Anchored, and then woven around, and then the box cassettes hold them in place. It's the only duvet I know of, the only bedding I know of that is 100% long fibre. I couldn't find long fibre.
And because it's long fibre and because it is anchored, you get an even distribution of heat, and that's important. And you'll find you don't waken up at 4 o'clock in the morning, one leg dangling out the bed, backside sticking out the duvet. It just gently folds itself around you and sits there. It doesn't walk away. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, you get a really nice night's sleep. And if you don't, send it back, please, and we'll refund your money.
It's about optimization, sleep optimization. As I say, if you get the room dark enough, quiet enough, remember smell as well. It's one of your most powerful senses. Something nice, a lot of people use lavender or essential oils or something like that. So it needs to be quiet, it needs to be dark, it needs to be, cool, or at least at a decent temperature, if you can manage the temperature in your room, although the duvet will help to regulate your temperature a lot. Then you're optimizing your opportunity of having a proper night's sleep. We live in a weird world. Men and women were not designed to sleep with street lights and road noises, and but this will give you the best fighting chance at the best night's sleep possible, we believe, and in our experience. Diana says, hi Diana, how you doing? I bought the king size Mulberry Silk Duvet last time you were selling them for my double bed, as I like the drape over. Love a bit of drape, don't we? I sweat loads, but not with this duvet. You sweated because of your old duvet made out of man-made fibre, probably. She says, I like a duvet cover, so have cotton ones, and I no longer sweat at night. Will you be selling silk duvet covers in the future? Would highly recommend this duvet, from Diana. We get asked a lot about silk duvets. Yeah, if you want to slip out of bed, They're too slippery, basically.
Well,
aren't they?
when we first
About
started,
1 minute left.
right, when we first started manufacturing silk duvets 35, 36 years ago, we were naive. We didn't know any different. So we made the duvet with a silk cover. And after 6 or 9 months, people started phoning up saying, you know, we love your duvet, but it's slipping off the bed because silk is so smooth. So we stopped making the top cover in silk. We made it in cotton, high quality cotton. And cotton, even high quality, put alongside silk, cotton is coarse. So it doesn't slip and move around when you're sleeping under it. That's why we don't make a silk top cover.
We are almost, I thought it might have happened actually during the show. We've sold out the single. We're almost sold out of the double, the King and the Super King duvets. I think we have sold out of the pillow, or there are 1 or 2 left. If you are still awake now, please, whatever you do, check out before you go to bed. If you wait till morning, you're going to be out of luck and you'll have to wait another 2 weeks or so for the next stock to come in. Thank you to everyone who emailed tonight. I really appreciate it. Again, we really genuinely appreciate all the people who've trusted us, taken a leap of faith. I'm really happy for all the people who've now experienced the Mulberry Silk way. And I'm not one negative comment. If we'd had one negative comment tonight, I'd have read it out. Nobody challenged us. And I appreciate that. And I hope that you will buy yours. Now, if you don't pay, you don't get to play on it. Or you don't get to play under it anyway. Ray, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And thank you to all the viewers. We will start sending your stuff out 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Thank you to you for watching. I will see you again for the show tonight. Bye.